It is another episode. Good earners reviewing the Sopranos. And welcome, where we talk about family, finessing, finances, and feelings in the world of Tony Soprano, bringing you a new perspective, a fly perspective, and a black perspective. Over the next couple of years, people are going to put out this podcast in their rotation. And with the others, then only this one. And they said that this podcast is going to take us into the 21st century. And then somebody told me we're already in the 21st century, T. Fellas, how y'all doing, man?
They're going good, man. Keep the
Doing well,
cold
my
openers
brother.
coming.
Yeah, please do, man. I told you, man. This is one of my. It's like Spike. It's like Spike synopsis, man. Just becoming one of my favorite parts of the show.
Yeah, having fun with it, man.
That Columbus Open, man. I'm telling you, bro. That shit
Nah,
makes me laugh every time.
that is like that was so fun.
That's classic.
They say Young Thug, we say Tupac Shakur.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
That is. Before we get into the synopsis, Spike, what is it? What's going on lately in the Soprano universe?
Mo, it's been 25 years to the week that this show debuted, one of the greatest American television shows in the history of TV. Came out 25 years ago today. So, man, we'll talk about that after the synopsis. This particular episode is season 4. It's episode 6. It's entitled Everybody Hurts. And you guys, in this episode, Tony discusses transitions with Christopher. AJ has a new friend that's kind of put some shame in AJ's heart. Tony, he learned some disturbing news about an old fling, and it makes him self-conscious about being a nice guy. Artie was approached with a business deal he could not pass up on. This has been this is season 4, episode 6. Everybody Hurts.
Real quick,
yes.
Can I just shout out a couple of cast members? One we know and one we don't know yet. This episode was written by Michael Imperioli, second one of the season, along with Christopher.
Mm-hmm.
The episode was directed by Steve Buscemi. Who we haven't met yet in the Sopranos world, but he directed Palm Bearings as well. So shout out to them.
Hey, you definitely came up on this one, Michael Imperioli versus the Christopher episode. But before we get into it, 25 years later, and they're still going. All of us
still holding on.
So briefly, Spike, what does this show mean to you in your real life? Like, what do you always find that this affects you in a real life manner when we talk about the Sopranos legacy and the impact it has on you?
Quotes first and foremost. I know we quote The Wire a lot on here, but this one as well. And it's like, this show is so good. So many people watch it. It can be an icebreaker. Like, people be like, you watch the Sopranos. I know I was just in the office the other day, and we randomly were talking about the Pie on my episode. Me and a couple guys from the office never had discussed the Sopranos with him. He was talking about the guy reference because we were talking. It was something about lunch, and the guy, when Tony put his hand out and Ralphie hit him, and then he looked and he kept hitting him and Tony was like, "Okay, that feel like enough." We were just laughing about that randomly in the parking lot at work. So it's just things like that with this show is the reason that it's so great. Everybody can damn near, if not relate to it, recall certain things or episodes and how it made them feel, if it was funny, if it was sad, if they were perplexed by it, what did you think about it? So in my everyday life, it's a conversation starter as well as something, again, that we do here on a weekly basis that I love to talk about with two guys that I enjoy being in the presence of.
Wow, that's heat right there. That is heat.
Right.
He got it. That's
a
great.
Went first, man. Damn.
You got the second verse now, bro.
Listen. I'll be 37 years old this month, and there's a handful of shows that are just timeless. Right? That I've had the pleasure. I've watched a lot of television in my years. When I'm talking about prestige, timeless, classic TV. There's only a handful of shows that go in there. We talk about The Wire. Obviously, The Sopranos is in there. You've got Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, shows of that nature, of that status. And I'm sure there's some that other people love that I'm not mentioning. but you get what I'm saying. Sopranos stands out because it's one of the few shows. Some of those shows aren't necessarily the best rewatches. You know, they're great first watches when you don't know the twists and the turns and the plots. Sopranos, you can watch 365 days a year, 366 in 2024 since we got a leap year. It genuinely feels like I moved away from home and I'm back home for a break and I ran into the fellas. That's what Sopranos feels like to me. The quotes, like you say, Spike, but these are genuine characters, and I want to give credit to everybody involved with the show for making these characters real people. Not just Paulie Walnuts, the guy on Sopranos, man. That's Paulie Walnuts. Like, I know him. I feel like I want to catch up. Even though if he's told the same story over and over, I can watch Upon Bearings and hear that story again. Like, I enjoy that shit. So Thanks. It's hard to do what they did, and they changed television, man. They changed television legitimately. Like, if you go back retroactively to 2000, 2001, they had niggas shook with what they were doing from a television aspect, man. And a lot of the shows that I mentioned afterwards, we don't get if Sopranos don't lead the way. So salute to everybody, man. 25 years is an incredible accomplishment. 50 years, when they reach that milestone, we're still going to be talking about it. 75, 100. It's just that type of show.
Y'all both just briefly, y'all killed that. 25 years later, man, this is the first show I ever watched that I felt like I needed to run the series back immediately. When I had finished the show and it cut to black, I since I was such a late bloomer, I thought something was wrong like everybody else. And I realized, oh, that's the end. And I went for a few days and I was acting weird around the house. I was in it with my wife, but I was like, dang, man, I feel like I'm missing something. Like, I was like, man, maybe I'll go back and watch it. And then I was like fighting with myself. Like, nigga, you're not about to go back and you don't ever just go back and watch a whole series. It's like my sister will watch the same movie back to back in the same day. And I look at her like, you're crazy. What is wrong with you? And so when I felt it's probably maybe a week later, I was like, damn, I'm going back in. And I started it over again. Then I started listening to podcasts with it. And no show has ever done. I've never ran a whole series back like that ever. Sopranos is the only one that I felt the need to do that. What it means to me in my real life, it's just one of them things where it's so relatable because all of these people are flawed. We get to actually see them operate in this world, and it helps us in some ways feel better about ourselves, but also just to understand how to navigate sometimes being flawed. And sometimes it's not always an answer. It's just a comfort in knowing we're not alone. And Sopranos serves that well. We went to the Chinese restaurant. I was eating noodles, and I was reenacting the scene with Jackie Jr. with my wife. I was like, I was banging just now before we started, banging on the plate, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna say some things you're not gonna like. Hey, sit down. I know what you're thinking. I clipped your uncle, but I did it. Like, she said, like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm like, just let me finish the scene. So
that is hilarious.
Shouts out, seriously.
That's comedy, man. I can see you doing this shit.
I would have loved to have seen your wife's face.
Yeah, she was like, boy, like, you know, it's just like, let me finish.
Did she get the reference? Did she get the reference?
She knew. I the midway, I told her it's the Sopranos thing. I was like, let me finish the scene. And so
glad that you had to ask her to let you finish, let me know everything. She was probably like, man, we'll shut your ass up,
nigga, bro. You come on and order this food,
bro. Yeah, please go up and get you another plate. But we are back, man. So shouts out to.
I'm sorry, man. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
No, you good.
Quick. This made me think of somebody, man, a listener of ours, man, Deontay, King_Santana on Instagram. Fellow Cincinnati, man. Shout out to him. I think he lives in Texas now. But shout out to him, even though he played for the Avondale Warriors, man. It's Hilltop Hawks all day. If you're from the city, you know what that means. But he complimented us on. He loves the show, and he was just complimenting us on, man, like, just watching it, like, listening to y'all, like, I pick up on so many things that I never saw before, and I want to credit that, and we appreciate that, man. We appreciate that love, but we really got to credit that to the show. I say that all the time on Culture Guard, man. We're only as good as they are.
Yep.
And these conversations, I think, are so good because they put out such good product, and it is one of those shows. I love thought compelling shit and something that I can watch the fourth time and be like, damn, I never saw that. Or Mo or Spike will make a point, and I'd be like, damn, I don't watch this how many times? I never even thought of it in that sense. And that's what makes this show great, man. We could do this. We can really make Good Earners another 3 or 4 times if we wanted to, and they will all be completely different episodes.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know, sometimes it's about where you are in life. Like I view The Sopranos different at 36 and I did it, 25. So yeah, I just wanted to, I can't say enough how this is generational shit, y'all. This is, you don't get many of these in your lifetime. And the fact that we were alive at the same time with The Sopranos is something I'll always be fortunate of.
Wow. Shouts out to the listeners. Shouts out to all the listeners. We've got a lot of those people that have just hit us like, hey, y'all breaking stuff down that I wasn't catching before. And so I love that people use us in real time as the go-to for, okay, break some stuff down I don't understand. So shouts out to the listeners, man. Stick with us. And speaking of sticking with us, Adriana and Chris are stuck.
Ew.
They are stuck off the H, and Chris gets a call. You got to keep it up. Chris gets the call. He's in mid inject. Is that the word?
What Bubs called it? You remember, Rich?
What's that?
What Bubs called it? What Chris doing?
Oh, the Dauphine Lean.
The Dauphine Lean.
The Dauphine Lean.
Yeah. Bubs said,
the Dauphine Lean.
Chris is in the Dauphine Lean right now.
Thanks.
Incredible acting, by the way. The fact that he's not actually high is crazy.
That's what I always tell people. The fact they say and cut, and they just get up and regular, like, bro. But Chris gets a call from Tony to meet him somewhere, and he tells him once.
And hangs up 20 minutes. And then you ain't got but 20 minutes, too.
Bro.
That's crazy to be on call like that, bro. You don't know where I'm at, what I got going on. Nigga talking about meet me in 20 minutes. Nigga, I'm not even equipped to walk out of the house within the next 20 minutes. Nigga, I got to do this. Like, it's crazy.
Bro,
that's the life they chose.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. I have been high when I used to smoke weed. Never H. No H over here.
Please clarify.
No H over here. But like being high, you had an idea, okay, I'm coasting my day out. I already got my food here, snacks, I'm good. And then next thing you know, you get a call, you got to go do something. Cause I wasn't a good functional smoker. Like I was like, oh, dang, I gotta get it together. It's the fact that Chris is in the mob. He's rising in the ranks, and like you feel like you have the cushion to get high, and not just regular high. You're high on H. And bro, this is a scary position to be in. If I'm Chris, I got a call. Wait, what did he say? Were we meeting? Hold on. Oh, okay. I got to not look high. I got to not act high. Bro.
And the consequences are death. It ain't, oh, a nigga think you a junkie. Oh, I'm not going to deal with you anymore. Nigga, the consequences for what you're doing is death. So that, like, even more so to what you said, like, sheesh. What a risk.
So Chris, he tries to snap at it. I'm going to be all the way real with y'all listeners. I don't have a lot to add to the AJ and Friends. So if y'all looking for any deep pulls on that, you ain't going to get much out of me. There's maybe one scene that I may talk. There's maybe 2 scenes, but I don't have much. But we go to AJ and his friends. They're playing ping pong, smoking cigarettes. He's hanging with his girlfriend and 2 dudes. Well, actually, there's another girl there too.
Like that?
Because at first I was like, bro, but there was another girl there. I forgot too. But
this is the first time we've seen her, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Only thing I will say about AJ in this episode, it's finally good to see him being some kind of regular. Like that's the one thing I will say. He's being regular, like a regular teenage boy. He's trying to get some buns. You know what I mean?
Found a way to make that weird though.
He did. He did.
Like, how stupid can you? Like I got so many.
Okay.
Well,
what do y'all have anything for this opening? Them hanging out and chilling or whatever?
I think it's funny the perception that they have of Tony and how AJ really can't explain that it's not that way. Like they making a lot of Godfather references. It's funny that they know he's in the mob, but they don't really have an extent of what the mafia is in this generation. So I thought that was interesting because we know, as we've said before, the show is about how it's a dying thing that Tony is in, and this kind of explains it. They're thinking of shit from the 60s. This is
Oh
what
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah. At this point, this is 1990. Well, that's 30 years ago. The stuff that they're referencing, and if they think that he got guard dogs or armed guards at the house, like, bro, no, come on, bro. Nobody getting armed guards at the house off. Like, what, you trying to go to jail? Yeah.
It's the end at the end concept in the
Yeah.
pilot. You know, we always
Facts.
reference that as a anything you want to add to that, Rich, as far as you I mean
I would love to see the backstory and how AJ got a
AJ even
girlfriend.
pulled her.
Yeah, even pulled her.
now
Yeah,
that
exactly.
is interesting.
Now that part,
She
that's
had
the
to know
only
his
interesting
dad
part,
wasn't
really.
mobster.
Yeah.
She had to know
Yes.
his dad wasn't mob, and she was intrigued.
Yeah.
That was the only.
Yeah,
'Cause, I mean-
because she said something later in the episode about
I'm-
I guess I'm some gangster's boyfriend, whatever.
Like how
Gangsta
fast
guy's
things
girlfriend.
escalate. Like how fast things escalate. I was gonna tell a story about when I was a kid. I can't do that though. It's kind of racist and then it's kind of something else. I ain't gonna even do that. But I just thought about it. I caught myself immediately.
Black people can't be racist, but
That is not true. We can't be racist to white people. No.
I know I'm talking shit.
I know, we
and
joke.
also just
It's a joke.
Dude with the John Lennon hair, man, his shit fucked up, bro.
Bro.
I don't know what he got going on.
The child Lennon.
What is it?
Yeah,
That John
bro.
Lennon hair was
Don't-
cold. That was a cold pull.
Yeah, it really was. Hey, we deep out here.
Because you got the glasses and everything, man.
everything,
That shit-
bro, yeah.
What you doing, bro?
They do. Now I feel like they tried to do that. Now that you mentioned
Now I
it,
feel like
never
they
thought
do
of
kind of
that.
feel like
Yeah.
that. You know, David Chase is a big music fan, so who knows?
Yeah.
Uh, Chris meets with Tony and Furio as they pull up. It looks like he may have beat them there, and he's nodding off in the car, smoking a cigarette. Now he's slapping his face, trying to really snap out of it. Like the H is not in your blood.
The fact that he got this far is
I mean,
amazing.
really.
It's really amazing the fact that he was able to drive over there within the time frame that Tony wanted. It's truly amazing. The walk is the funniest thing though, and it looks like Tony kind of looked at him with almost a grin. But like, damn, you fucked up, ain't you, my boy? I guess that's how Tony was looking.
Yeah, because he got the stomach out, kind of chest back, like he thinks he looks normal,
That
like
was
he
good
like
acting.
smoking a cigarette. Like, bro, when you're high, like it's so funny when you're high, trying to not look high. It's bro.
That's the most nerve-wracking, obnoxious thing. If you care about it, like
Yeah,
if
if
it's
you
a
care,
place where you
like,
gotta care about it, you gotta be like, these motherfuckers know I'm high.
Yeah, right. Like,
That's
dang, I
a
should have
fact.
waited. I should have waited.
And what's worse than that is when you think you took every preventative measure,
Yes.
and you still high. Somebody still hit you with
And
the
a
man,
motherfucker
right?
hit you with the man. You smell
Dang.
good, right?
Yeah, you high as hell. Like, damn.
You're like, dang, bro. Like you might have been obvious the whole time, bro.
Thinking
But
you pulling it off. Everybody knows.
bro, I've had too many moments like that. Too many moments like that.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
but Chris, he's walking the cigarette smoking, just blowing the smoke out of that. And Tony asks, "Have you been drinking?" And he says, "Me and Aid had some wine at the house." Bro, if I'm Chris, I'm saying, "Oh yeah, bro, I'm drunk."
Lit.
I was drinking some. I don't
Me
even.
and Aid was getting to it. We had
Yeah,
one of our nights.
Yeah, we was drinking some of them.
We was in
some
our
vo-
bag.
Yeah. Well, I'm leaning all the way on like, bro, I'm drunk. Yeah, I'm drunk, bro. We was gonna, do some things. You don't say wine. Like, dude, you're not talking to the police, bro. Like you would just be like, oh, I had a beer. You know what I'm saying? When you get pulled over or something, like, no, I'm drunk. You know what I'm saying? But what do y'all think about this Tony continually pushing forward with this insulation concept of eventually moving things down to Christopher? Where he says eventually it's going to just be you and you're going to be the one doing it. And Tony's trying to really set that play up. What did y'all think about this?
It's a good idea. The idea is like it's a good idea that someone who we would expect, or an idea that we would expect someone like Tony to have. It sounds great, but also we have the benefit of being the viewer of knowing Christopher. We have the benefit of knowing, oh, this is not going to go well. Like this, because we know he's doing, like, Tony doesn't know what he's doing in his spare time. So again, it was a good idea.
Okay. Well, what?
Yeah, that's a hard thing to separate. It's a great idea. As viewers, we have the insight of knowing what Chris is doing when he's around, when he's not with Tony. and Tony doesn't know that. And you would think like, damn, Tony, you should be picking up on that. He got a million other things going on, a bunch of other people he needs to be looking out for. He knows, he's observant enough to know that Chris isn't in his right mind, but can write it off as, you know, somebody drunk, somebody being drunk, because I don't think Tony can think like, damn, there's no way this dude's on hard drugs when he a made man. Like, I just wouldn't even think that. Like, he's still young. Yeah, he might have been having some drinks. Maybe because I did call him on the random in the middle of the night. It's not like he was expecting to be here, so I can give him a pass there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. Okay,
but it's also against everything we know Tony to be. Like, he just, because but we know that, and that's the hard part of it. Like, you know, damn, Chris, like, you gonna fuck this up.
And like you just said, it wouldn't, even just think about it when you're dealing with your friends. It would be beyond your wildest imagination. Homeboys is doing heroin. Like, so Tony not even considering that. Like, maybe he's a little coke, maybe he's drunk, like you said, but there's no way. Like, and if you think about it, if you look at one of your friends, I've never had a friend that was on heroin, but I would never assume it. A motherfucker would have to tell me like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, nah, ain't no way, bro. Like, he know better than that. But it happens, and that's the situation that Tony's in.
Yeah, it's this. Chris says, you know, what about Silvio? What about Paulie? And, you know, he said, yeah, but the difference between them and you is blood, you know. And then Chris expresses this thing, and this is a thing where everybody in some way can relate to this, not moving up in the ranks of the mob, but in a way where you're doing good at something, but things start to move really fast. You hope these things will happen for you, but they start to move a lot faster than you were actually prepared for. Chris took over Paulie's crew while he's in jail, and now it's like, you talk about that, to me, almost essentially being the number 2 or the face of the family in a few years. And it's like, whoa, and he's talking about, I only hope that I'm worthy, T, which is his conscience coming out knowing like, bro, you are on BS. Like, it's just a scene, bro. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I just like, man, bro, the pressure. Like, if I wasn't right after this, after I got this off with Tony, I got to find a way to stop at this point. Like, I can't keep.
You're not a drug addict, though. That's because you're not a drug addict.
Right.
He ain't thinking about. He's thinking about getting high again. Even after Tony telling this, I'm sure he probably
I'm about to celebrate
it with another bump.
Yeah, with another. Hey, but we're already in the 21st century, T. That's just a character. That's something funny about Chris. I don't know how much Michael Imperioli put that into Christopher's role, where he just always says something else, but doesn't the insurance pay for that? Like, he always says something else that he should just shut up at that point. Like, we're already in the 21st. Like, it's just funny. I don't know. It's just a little subtle actor choice maybe. But we go back to AJ and friends, and they think they're going to the strip club, but they pull up to Satrial's and the pork store, and one of the friends thinks it's a gay strip club.
He said it's a pork store. He was like, it's a gay strip club.
You know,
that was good writing.
That was good writing. That really there, was, bro. It's just like, all right, like, come on. Like, it's there's a
pork store. It's a gay strip club.
I'll tell you a funny line. I'm not going to say the whole line, but it's a line that comes from AJ later, I think next season, where he's like, there's a doctor named Dr. Fagoli, but he says Dr. something else. And it's just funny because, like, bro, that doesn't sound like that. Like, y'all, when y'all get there, I'll bring it back up when we get there next season. But yeah, that was just a funny thing to me. Like, it's gay strip club.
That's that teenager naivete. Like,
yeah.
And it's just one of those things. So we all got friends where, like, my nigga, how you even get there? Like, how your mind go straight to that? Like,
right? Yeah,
you know, there's an actual pork store,
shit,
right?
Man.
A butcher shop, whatever. That's
this scene is so irritating because how in the fuck did they get there? How does AJ confuse Satrial's with the bottle of bean? How does that even happen?
I don't know, bro. They're not even.
What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, come on.
And I guess for The only
I mean, there's no
man,
GPS
I'm
back
about
then.
to
I don't know.
I'm about to subscribe to
What?
Mo's Bell's bonds.
I'll look at him.
The only credit I can give him is he's not driving. So maybe he doesn't know the city like that, and he just going off memory.
Mhm.
I feel like at 14, 15, I feel like I knew how to get to certain places,
Oh,
especially if
yeah.
it involved my parents. Like
Mhm.
I knew how to get to my people's job and shit. But for his credit, maybe he didn't spend a lot of time at the bada bing. Like he might not know where that shit is.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how he confused like the whole process for me. Because I overthink shit. So like the whole process from all right, we're gonna go to my dad's strip club, and some kind of way or another, you get the address for Satriale's. Like, where did you even get this address from, bro? Why did you think that this was the place?
Off
I
memory,
haven't.
That's
bro.
part of the reason that's part of the reason I hate it.
It's funny though. It is funny. Like it is funny
Like, why did
to.
you even think that this was the right place, bro? What the fuck was you doing?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It is hilarious. I don't want to serious it out, but it's hilarious. I get it was a light scene, but it irritates my soul that they ended up here as opposed to, oh, we're gonna go to the bottom and look at strippers walking in. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But I think the idea is good.
They had some chicks that was with it too. Yeah, like the chicks was with them. Like, you
Yeah.
ruined the whole night, bro.
Yeah.
We sitting out here, we watching the strippers go in. We got chicks in the car, and you got us outside of a pork store.
Right. Shouts out to Angie bumping Sarah.
I thought it was lame. I thought it was lame just to be trying to. You stupid for that. I thought it was lame just to be like, let's drive by it and watch the strippers go in and out. Like I don't know.
Well, I mean, they
I wouldn't that. I don't care, man. I wasn't that corny at 14.
Nah, don't get me
I
wrong.
got
That's
that
corny,
shit.
but it's not really about looking at watching the strips. It's just like, bro, we just trying to hang out. We need something to suffice while we're just together. That's it. Like we don't got nothing to do. We ain't got no money, or they obviously got money, but like we can't do a whole lot of things. They probably drank beer already, probably smoked cigarettes already. We don't have nothing else to do. We just want to keep hanging. So all right, that's a good idea. You just own some BS. Like this is probably the white version of that we not familiar with, but we got a version of that.
We had a strip club.
I guess it's better than throwing principal's desk in the pool and shit.
It's definitely better than that.
They've definitely grown up from that. We had a strip club in Nashville, random fact. They used to let us in at like 15, 16 years old. It was called the Mirage. And then there was an after-hour strip club called Top Dogs. They would not check the ID. So,
Bro.
Those were great times in Nashville, man. I remember the
boy.
first time I went in the strip club, I was 15 years old.
Wow, bro. Another week in the book conversation. I got so many questions. We go back to Carmella and Tony, and she comes down in the silk jammies, and she was comfortable. She chilling like it's late at night. She comes down and Furio, she like, oh, like, hey, I didn't know you was gonna be here and stuff. And he was just like, hey, I'm just, he's just with the boss. He just dropped him off after they went and seen Chris. And it's crazy because it's like one of those things where she's covering up, of course, but it's like, and I almost feel like internally it's like, you got to see me a certain way while he's around, but I didn't have to set up nothing. It kind of feels good in a way. She actually had herself well did. Normally, sometimes when it's time to, go to bed, women, men, we all kind of, whatever, throw some joints on. But just a very funny run in here. What did y'all think about this? Was there anything y'all thought about this scene, this part, or the pillow talk part, or?
Are we this covering the
yeah, we'll cover the whole
Gloria as well?
Yeah, yep, and the reveal of Gloria and the pillow talk.
Tony's poker face is mean. Really good poker face. Really good, like, no, I don't even remember who you talking about. Why the fuck would I even remember some random sales lady from Globe Mobile? You know what I'm saying? It just turned over.
That's crazy. He was banging. He was in love, bro. Like,
yeah.
It's like,
and again, he turned his back, so you really can't even look at me and get my expression. And I just like how clueless Carmella is about it. It really adds to the scene that she really don't know. Mm-hmm. And we as viewers get to see this dynamic of Tony is crushed. Mm-hmm. This nigga hurt. He want to cry over there. the love of his life.
Yeah.
Ghost told
Shout out to
Like
Ghost.
Ghost told Tasha.
just lost the love of my life.
Telling
It's a
your wife
crazy
that is
thing to
crazy.
tell your wife, man. But that's what Tony was feeling right there in that moment, man. And it was really good how they played it.
Shouts out to James St. Patrick.
Funniest scenes in TV history, nigga. I couldn't believe that when I watched it.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Hilarious. It's comedy.
It is. What I think is really great here that David Chase or Michael Imperioli, in this episode, they didn't really have to bring anything else to the Gloria storyline. Like we were already done with it. We already almost at the midway point this season. We didn't need anything else from Gloria. But the fact that they put this in there to create more layers with Tony it was brilliant, especially to me when there's the grand reveal in his dream sequence. Like I thought it was just a brilliant thing when they didn't have to do it, but they take this character and they brought the actors back forward.
I'm glad they wrapped it up though.
I'm glad they did. I mean, because I still was thinking about.
We would have been left wondering forever.
Yeah, because I still was thinking about Gloria. I was like, dang, Gloria. Like after they cut off, that's the end of it. But I'm glad they did that. Anything else you want to add to it, Rich?
Nah, man, y'all pretty much covered it, man. I'm just laughing because that was a mean poker face. Yeah, man, he's sick. I don't know, man. That's just got to be that's got to be an odd situation to be in when you want to break down and be like, damn
over there, boy.
Yeah, like that's it's just that finality. There's nothing that hits harder than that finality, man.
And I might have been responsible for this shit.
Yeah.
Like not only that, I could have left this bitch alone. She would still be living her life, but now she dead.
Yeah.
Eesh.
Yeah, that's a lot to carry, and that's a lot to think about. It's like, dang, bro, because I was done with her. I was pissed off. I was okay to send Patsy to threaten her, but I never wanted her to
kill herself,
to off herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never wanted that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy. And for those that are listening, we are sensitive to that fact that people do commit suicide. We want to make sure everybody, let me get that disclaimer out of the way. We are sensitive that it is a real thing and it does really happen. So we're not insensitive at all to that. But just understand we are always operating from the world of Tony Soprano. We go to Artie, my guy Artie. And Artie is talking to Felipe. And Artie is back rocking the earring, y'all. He's back on the market. He's getting it popping right now. He got the earring in. And this Felipe guy is pretty much trying to sell him on this French vodka that's supposed to be going big, and he wants some of this money. This guy really pisses me off, bro.
Felipe.
Felipe
pisses you off?
Oh man. It's so much. Because it's
not
just
in this scene though. It's
not in this scene. Not in this scene, but but when you see the whole episode, you start to see why, it all comes together.
What Junior say? He sells it.
Yeah, he can sell it.
He sells it. I only got to convince one idiot, and that's Ari.
Yeah.
I ain't got to convince Tony. I ain't got to convince nobody else. I just got to convince this one idiot that he think he got a good deal, and I'm off with 50 grand.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
And I got a cool sidekick right here that he likes. She bad too.
Yeah, she is.
And
like, yeah, she, yeah. She definitely was. I was waiting on one of y'all at one point to say that about somebody in here, but
yeah, she deserves the credit. Yeah, she
okay.
She did her job as far as being a distraction. Like that is like, yeah, that's top tier right there.
Yeah, they
grade A milk. That's grade A milk right there.
Grade A milk.
That
might be pause.
I missed it. What we walking?
I don't know. You might have to pause, bro. I don't know what that means.
Oh no.
Grade A milk is. Yeah,
I'm talking about your boy Felipe's sister.
Felipe's sister, right, or cousin,
or? Oh,
she said it was his sister.
Who you think hired her? Okay. Definitely Artie, right? Charmaine had nothing to do with that.
Obviously, absolutely. I mean,
Charmaine don't want her there at all.
Yeah, I mean, Adriana, he had to find a replacement for Adriana, and he looks at that as a way to get his power off, so to speak. But Artie says that he could be as big as Bobby Flay.
He could though. He's just dumb.
But it's
As this
crazy,
thing
like how that
shows.
makes you really think,
We all
bro.
know he's a good cook. The restaurant does great. He's
He
just
does
not
do
good
great.
with money.
Yeah, he's
You know
not
what
a
I'm saying?
businessman. That's why the Vesuvio's like tomato sauce or the gravy or whatever, it probably wouldn't have worked because he wouldn't have known what to do.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, like, who goes to Artie for $50,000? Like, what made her think that this was the play? Because I know
Because
she told Philippe
she knew
he was done
that
with
they
her.
could get away with this shit. This nigga, hey, she probably went to her cousin like, this nigga love me. He love my dirty draws. I bet you right now we could probably trick some money out of him if we really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened. We seen how he was with Adriana. She knew it. She knew this nigga's
Damn,
fresh meat.
man.
Like this nigga, he a mark.
Yeah, he's a
I
simp.
wonder how much she got. You think she got about 10 racks for it? He got 40? Or did they split it 25-25?
Nah, it wasn't no split, but she definitely got something off. I don't know. Maybe it was. Who knows?
Nah, I don't think. I think Tony got it.
She
all
a hustler,
back.
man. Shit,
I think he got it all back.
Man.
Nah, I'm
But
talking about before Tony got it.
Oh, before. Oh, like, oh, okay. Yeah, she probably
when they thought they got away with it. When they thought they got away with it, when he whooped, well, we'll get into that. But when
She
they
probably-
thought they
she got
got away
something.
with it, I wonder how much he told her he'd give her.
She probably got about 5 or 10. I'd probably say like 5 though. Like, but yeah, Armagnac. That's what he's trying to sell it on or whatever. And
a brand new vodka.
yeah, like,
come on,
which is a funny line.
It didn't look like vodka though.
Yeah, it was like wine.
That's what I'm saying. It was so weird. It's like, yeah, okay, we'll get there. When they show us like
a couple ways. I didn't realize that this is a random fact. You know, there's only a couple ways that you can make vodka. Like all vodkas essentially are the same. Unlike rum or cognac or tequila, like there are different ways that you could do to add different stuff to it. But essentially, vodka's all the same way. It's just how you market it based on how much you can sell it for. I was looking at a documentary one time about it, and essentially all vodka is made the same, whether it's $100 a bottle or it's $0 or a $15.99 bottle. It's still the same. All of it's the same shit.
My daddy been saying that for years. He was right.
Yeah, it's not a lot you can do differently with vodka. They say the way they make it.
It looks like it's
so extra times. They can distill it a couple extra times and make it smoother. But as far as the process of you paying 10 times more than you would pay for cheap vodka, it's the same shit.
So it looks like Armagnac is distilled from wine.
Yeah, got it.
Okay,
that makes sense.
But
every time I see you, dude, he got a punchable face, man.
Okay, see, God, I'm telling you, bro.
It's just one of those. It's the fact.
I think it's the scene, though. I think it's the scene, and we watched it a couple of times. We've seen the scene him with Artie.
Okay, that's probably why. Okay.
To me, there's some kind of mental something in me that says like, how dare a nigga like you try to get over on me like that? Like, I'll beat your ass. It's something. He just got that look about him. Like, you shouldn't even. You ain't even in my weight class. Like,
like easy.
Why would you even come in here playing with me like this?
Yeah, like what are you?
What and I think she came to Artie because he owns a restaurant, and you know, I don't. She may be from overseas, and just
she knew Artie was a lick, my nigga.
I mean, she knew he was a lick, but I'm saying, why do they think he even had that amount? Is because I think him owning a restaurant, like, because
she see the clientele that's in there.
Clientele that's in there.
Cool with.
Peep the scene.
Remember, that's what she said. She was like, Artie tells me that you know people that loans this type of money.
See, he done for that though. Like, do you understand the people that I know? I mean, I guess maybe
you know what I'm gonna go on and introduce you to them. Since I ain't even gonna be in this, but I am gonna charge you for the introduction. That's how he should have made his money.
That's exactly how he should have done it.
He was smart. Okay, cool. I'll put you in these people's face. I need 2,500. You ain't gonna make the 5 racks or 7 racks that you was looking to make. Give me 2,500. I'm gonna put you in somebody's position that they can give you the money. That's how Artie should have played. You're a civilian, my nigga. Quit trying to be something different.
He think too highly of himself in that regard. But Charmaine comes over there and she does the classic boss thing. Was like, hey, can you clear off table 4? Like, bro, which is hilarious because she's a hostess. That's not their job. But it's like, it just was funny to me. It's
nigga gave her the
I can't stand her. Like, bro, Charmaine. It's like, bro, I can't stand. But that's how it is, though. A boss will do that. If you talking too long at the water station, the coffee station, that boss will come over like, hey, can I get you? Hey, I got a question. I need you for something, so you know how it go.
I'll be like, yeah, nigga, when I'm done.
Oh, yeah?
I hate jobs like that.
Yeah,
Motherfucker
like
feel like you always got to be doing something. Just because you sitting there talking, you wasting. Man, get the fuck out of my face.
bro, I'm doing my job and I do it well. Relax, dude.
Right. Fuck out of my face.
Tony visits Globe Motors, and he basically wants to hear for himself from the supervisor that she really ended it, and he gets exactly what he was looking for. I don't know too much more to add to that.
Do you think? All right, let me ask you, brothers, this: do you think he wanted to hear it for himself, or do you think he wanted to gain more gather more information? What does this investigation look like? What did the cops say? Oh, there was a note. Like he wants to make sure that I wasn't implicated because this could partially be my fault. That's the way I look at it. It's a mixture of both.
Have you always looked at it that way?
No. It's funny, man, because I always talk about this on Culture Garden. When you look at shows or watch shows or movies for a specific reason to actually break them down, you look at things differently than just casually watching it. And similar to what we talked about earlier with Tony and Chris, almost like it's a little bit out of character, man. We applaud Tony so many times to give him praise for his attentiveness and just being on top of it. And the way he was questioning the salesman, and he looked so obvious. And I'm like, that's not like Tony. And that's what made me think, like, oh, this nigga trying to make sure his slate is cleared. Like, he's not implicated. Nobody's gonna be knocking on his door like, hey, we found this note, your name on it. Can you tell us about your relationship? So I think it was a mix of I want to hear this for myself, and B, what do y'all really know? Because he is holding that guilty conscience of, damn, man, I might be the person that caused her to do this shit. Which is also wild that he has that main character syndrome. Like Meadow told him the other day, like, believe it or not, or other episode, believe it or not everything. Exactly. Wow. So that says a lot about Tony as well.
I think you might be right, bro.
I took that another way. I took that, like, I see what Rich is saying, and I get that. I took it as he was that much in love with her. And, you know, you see the stuff when you watch Dateline or 2020, when you see those people who keep digging when something happens to people they love, and they want all the I's dotted and the T's crossed and every leaf overturned. I took it as like he was looking for more information to be okay with this, okay with the sense of, damn, man, was she in pain? Like, was she depressed when she came in here? I took it as like he loved her so much that he was that concerned, and as Rich said, that much out of character, because we don't expect shit like this from Tony. He was that much out of character that love was overwhelming him, and he's like, man, I gotta know what happened, bro. Because when a loved one, like, if something happened to someone that you love and you're not sure of the circumstances, but they died, you want all the information that you can get. And that's how I looked at it.
I those are my favorite moments, man. When y'all look at something from a different viewpoint.
That's like 3 different points right there.
Yeah.
And they all make sense. That's what that show's great.
All of them make sense, yep.
That's crazy.
I guarantee you 5 years from now, when I decide to run back, I'm sure it'll be sooner, I might look at it from that perspective as well. Maybe because of my own life experiences and whatever went on. You know, you never know.
I'm mind blown right now. I'm in awe of you. Goodness gracious. I don't know if I've ever seen that, and I could agree and nod with it's wow, that's wonderful, bro. Wonderful.
Beautifully written.
Either it has meaning or it has no meaning. All right, come on. Artie Bucco visits Ralph. And bro,
one of my favorite Sopranos moments in the whole series.
Bro, before we get you talking about when what Ralph does. Before we get to that, when Vito opens the door.
Hey, listen, I blame Spike.
Spike can change my whole.
I blame Spike, man, because I never looked at this shit until
Me neither.
Spike mentioned that.
I told y'all, the breadcrumbs are there, bro.
What y'all doing here in this dimly lit office, man? And you make the comment about the comment about he'll suck the grease stains out the shit.
He said
man.
he'll if you brought along a pair of dirty chef whites, my friend here will suck out the stains for you.
And then went to his neck. Like,
hey, he like adjusting his pants and shit, bro. Like, what's up with what y'all got going on here, bro?
What's up with the April crew?
when I put it on some merch, Mo, Put it on
All
some
right.
merch.
Right.
When I was
Jeez
rewatching this for this episode for this review, all I said to myself, like, damn it, Spike.
I know, me too. That's exactly what I was thinking. Now I see a totally different through line. Now, hot take,
Every
you almost start
scene.
looking at like these things are cover-ups.
Yes, bro.
These women are not, it's not what we think it might be with him because he bottoms from the top.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's
I don't
soprano
even
language.
get
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what that means, but I know that whatever that means, it seems like if the woman is the aggressor in every relationship that he has, it's almost in replacement of something else. And so it's wow, it is. Dang you, Spike, bro. Why you do that, man?
Bro, they put it out there.
It's a crazy through line because that basketball court conversation when they was on the court,
Bruh.
that when you first revealed that, I was like, is
And
it?
you look at it and you like, wait, what? I'm
Yes.
telling you, bro.
I gotta see. I'll watch the whole Ralph Cifaretto storyline again just to see if I could catch any background, any look, any this, just to see like, okay, this is confirmed. Okay, but anyways, so
He goes to Ralph asking for the money.
yeah, so he goes to him asking for the money. And Artie's trying to play it cool. He's trying to get his fake wise guy thing on, but he feels good about trying to get this investment and everything, and Ralph, he's trying to figure out what's the investment for, what is it into, and Ralph quickly, you know what? I can't even do it, Artie.
It was a couple tales too. The ear thing.
Okay.
You ain't giving me a real full clear explanation. Like, nah, I don't know, bro. We talking about 50 grand here, and I hurt niggas over $50,000.
Yeah,
like, this ain't no like, right. You ain't just like my home, like you my boss homeboy, and you come in here talking 50 grand. You didn't go to Tony. Like, that's why Ralph is a good wise guy though. Ralph is calculating these things in his head. He go to a nigga like Chris giving him the money. Maybe even Seal's giving him the money. But you go to Ralph, because of course, Ralph getting it. Everybody know Ralph getting it. It should be easy for me to get money from Ralph. I don't want to go to Tony because that's my homeboy. But this is what make Ralph the astute businessman that he is. And they always talk about how much of a good earner he is. Like, nigga, I'm not giving you 50 grand. I can't even do nothing about it if you run off with it. Hell no.
I wouldn't say Seal would though. Just in that
Seal would give it to him. I think because Seal money on it. Like, he gave the bitch the money to fix her braces.
It was $3,000 though.
At the worst case scenario, Seal looking at it like I own Vesilvio's now. Like, he looking at it like already thinks that Tony is gonna look at it. Tony was genuinely trying to help a friend because of the recent revelations in his life. So he's like, okay, I'll do it. I want to be a nice guy. Seal would have did it like, I know the play here. I hope you don't give me the 50 grand because now I got a restaurant and a strip club, my nigga.
Okay.
This version of Ralph in this scene is a very intriguing character. You take away all the bullshit and just see the smarts, the way he put this whole thing together and just calculated it to what Spike just said. Like, first of all, Tony's a man's. Like, I know you.
Man's.
Like, we all grew up together and shit. I know you, but Tony is your man's. That's your guy. So it's a little bit weird that you here. I know how all this shit works. So you telling me you asking for 50 grand, which is a large ass, and you got insurance money coming in. Like, so damn, my nigga, why you can't wait just 2 weeks until the insurance shit come in? Your kitchen working. It ain't like you need it right away. You didn't tell me you had an emergency issue. Like, you just want to get a head start on it. That's a little bit weird. And then, like Spike said earlier, also the tail.
You doing all this playing, you doing all this fidgeting and shit. Like, nah.
You doing all that shit like Craig did when he thought he was high. The same type of feeling.
Yeah.
So he looked at him and just knew, like, man, if I gave Artie this money, I'm gonna fuck him up. And this is my guy. I can't do it. So I'd rather just not give him the money.
Or I'm out of $50,000.
I just love that. Yeah, or I'm out of 50,000, man. I'm not willing to eat that 50. And I just love that line ever since. This is one of those first moment watches for me. Like, when I saw this for the first time, how much I fell in love with that line. And, like, I can't hurt you if you don't pay me back. Like, it's such a sweet thing to say
Yeah,
in the
really, it
craziest
really
way.
is. Yeah, it
It's like
really is.
I
Yeah.
care about you to the point where, man, I don't even want to give you this money because I'm about to fuck you up, and I know how that's gonna go.
Because
Yeah.
you know how we get down. Like
Mhm.
you ain't one of the, you're a civilian, but you're not ignorant of what we do. You know enough to know, like, bruh, you asked me for this 50,000. Like that's a different ball game from me coming in running up a tab at your restaurant.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be on your head. So I love it. Yeah,
No,
And
that
it's
it
a
was
re-
great scene.
and unlike anything else we've seen, Ralph respected chain of command.
Yep.
We see later in this
yeah.
episode, he went to Tony like, "Hey, just FYI, I
Your
don't know
boy,
what it's
your
about,
man,
but Artie
you know
came to
your
me.
man's coming to me for 50 grand.
Man,
Yeah.
Come on.
yeah, man, what's up?"
You know why I
No
think
way.
Artie went to Ralph out of all of the wise guys? Because
Why?
I spoke about it last episode, but Ralph has a certain charm with civilians that I think the other wise guys don't. Like Tony, Tony, the only other one, but like I told you how the wise guys in the mob they like really weird with civilians. Ralph
He's
seems
not
to
as
be.
intimidating. He's not as
Yeah,
intimidating.
he's not as intimidating. He knows how to rub shoulders with him. He makes people feel like he's this regular dude. He's at the he's at the pool with speedos on. Like you know what I'm saying, in Miami. So it's like Ralph is just really, even when they sent him in the episode Christopher to go talk to Red Clay, like because he just operates well in those civilian affairs. So I feel like he felt the most approachable. That was something I wondered for a while, but I do think that he felt the most approachable. But we go to the scene with Tony. Tony visits Melfi. The legs are back, baby.
Mm.
Yeah, boy, they are back, and it is good to see you, Jennifer. That it looked like she and how things transition so quickly here, where it's like she was like genuinely happy to see Tony, like just happy, like onward and upward. You know, I love seeing her this way. It's like she's really healing and really moving forward. And Tony immediately gets to it. How's Gloria Trillo? Still hanging around?
Nah, he played the poker face first though. Everything going good? Everybody's all right? Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Did a
that's
little
good.
dance and
Okay.
shit.
Everything honky dory, honky dory.
Oh,
Hey man, my nigga Ralph got a phrase, man, that I use all the time. Nigga, say what you mean the first time. Like, don't give me all this. Like, bro, what you want?
right.
Say what you mean the
why I'm
first
going through all
time.
this
Yes,
random ass
this.
interrogation, bro? Just tell me what the fuck you want.
I use that in my daily life, man. Say what you mean the first time, man. Don't you cut? You
Yes.
can
I
cut
hear
out.
that though.
Get straight to the point, man. I ain't
Straight
got
to
time
it.
for none of that other bullshit.
Yeah, I like that. But
He said, look though. He said she knows she hung herself. He said she's still hanging around. He
like,
emphasized.
like who the only Tony Soprano? She's still hanging around?
Hey, that's
Like,
great though. That is
yeah.
fucking great, man.
And you
can
know what's
tell.
crazy? Go ahead, Spike.
I was just gonna say you could tell Michael Imperioli wrote this episode with those lines like that.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's the delivery too, like the way that the pregnant pause, like she's still
Yeah, she's still hanging around.
hanging around. Like, yeah, man.
So
And that
yeah.
look on Melfi's face right after he said it too, like, damn.
This nigga know.
So you knew it's like it's a tragedy, you know. And this scene is such such a powerful scene. I imagine these scenes are scenes that get submitted, you know, in that time, because this scene, how they both were grieving Gloria, where Melfi, he's like, why didn't you're her doctor? Why didn't you do something? Sometimes you can't. There's nothing you can do. And he's like, you probably charge her. He's looking for somebody to blame. And she immediately says, I give my patients everything. And I just really wanted to hug Melfi right there, because I was just like, dang, bro. Even after she was like sexually assaulted, she kept coming to deal with her patients, even lost a patient in between season 1 and season 2. And so it's like, bro, Melfi really does give her patients everything she's got, bro. And just like her taking the glasses off and just processing it, it was just such a touching scene for me. And even Tony, like in his weird psychotic way, he's grieving this, you know what I mean? And then he immediately goes into blaming himself. He don't really know how to deal with this, but what did y'all think about this scene?
Dr. Melfi a soldier, man. I love how she stood her ground without when she was like, please sit down. and she was like willing to admit that she was scared. Like that
Mm-hmm.
totally threw his defenses off as far as I'm gonna go in on her because she let me sit here and think that this woman was okay. Meanwhile, she's killed herself. Like her being able to admit, like, hey, bro, you're doing a lot. Like I'm scared right now. That completely takes Tony's guard off. Like that takes him out of the mode of I'm gonna go in on you and you bitch, you this, you that, you that. When she admits that she's scared, he has to draw back. Just the human nature of him. Like just her looking at him, like, okay, goddamn, I am like hovering over her, and like I kicked the goddamn Kleenex box to the other side of the room. It's great how she handled that, and how we always talk about
Mm-hmm.
how much of a professional that Melfi is.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those scenes where like there wouldn't have been another psychiatrist that would have handled this the way that she did and was able to get him to calm down, sit down, and listen to what we need to do in this session. So
Mm-hmm.
kudos to her.
Absolutely, man. It makes you. It goes back to what we just said earlier. What I said earlier about Tony, man. It really makes you try to figure out what part. You got to give us some grace because this is shocking news. Anybody in that situation, that's shocking news. Like somebody I got a soul tie with this person, man. I'm connected to this person in some way. Like this is something that was real. I had real feelings about this woman. And all of a sudden she's gone, and there's nothing worse than realizing, oh, this person maybe, and that's something a lot of people do, not just Tony Soprano. If I'd have picked up that call, if I'd have sent that text when I thought of it, people always do that retroactively. Hindsight is 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also just that weird part of seeing Tony care about something like this to that extent, to where it is affecting him emotionally. Like he's going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my dog is having a rough ass time with this.
Yeah.
And I can kind of forgive him a little bit for making it about himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get it. Like I knew that you had these problems, and Melfi even pointed that out. Like, why are you so quick to blame yourself? And Tony didn't give her an answer.
Mm-hmm.
But he knew, everybody knew she had some issues, and unfortunately, you can't save everyone. You can try your best, but I think at some point everybody has to reach a point where, like, man, I've done everything I can. Like, I really hope everything ends up well,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't put that on you. Like, whether it was you or some other guy, like she might have felt the need to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a weird thing to kind of navigate.
Yeah. It's just cut short. It's just hard to.
Everybody hurts, man.
Everybody hurts.
Everybody hurts.
Tony visits.
Like he was really hurt. Is really funny, bro.
I mean, no, it's real. It's real.
And also, just to lighten the mood. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, seriously, just because even when you lose somebody, like you might lose a cousin or a friend, like y'all ain't talked in years and then they're gone. Somewhere in there, like I would be like, man, I should have called them at least so often, once or whatever. Like I know I couldn't have been close with them like we used to be or be tight, but I could at least called. I could have done something. And that's kind of why I was like kind of taking the side for it. It's just like, because I understand that feeling was like things ended crazy, but she was coming for my family for real. And this thing is gotten out of hand, but it's still that feeling like I wish I could have done something, but I couldn't, so that's just what that side is for me. Like, losing somebody in real life and that feeling. What was you gonna say, Rich?
Situation. It's a rough situation. Just to lighten the mood real quick. I don't know how we've done this and all the time that we've known Gloria Trillo, and not one time as three black men mentioned the fact that she was in Jungle Fever. I don't know how we didn't reference Jungle Fever because it made me think. She's Angie in Jungle Fever, Annabella Sciorra, who plays Gloria, and it always makes me laugh on the low because if Mo, you know this from listening to Culture Guard, man. I like those crazy ass Riches universe.
Mm-hmm.
And if you cross these universes and Tony realized that she used to mess with a black nigga like Wesley Snipes, what his reaction would have been?
Yeah. Oh.
So I've only seen Jungle Fever once. I did enjoy it, but it's the chick that Wesley was dating.
Yeah. She was in Jungle Fever. And I just thought it's for the culture purpose, man. That's something that Probably one of her biggest roles for Black people outside of Sopranos.
Yeah.
And I just think, like I said, if Tony would have known, if those worlds really combined, and Tony realized she messed with a nigga like Wesley Snipes, you know, Tony, man. Jesus Christ, I didn't know you used to mess with movies.
Right, exactly. And another twist of the universe worlds or whatever, like Wesley going over to White Men Can't Jump, and Billy Hoyle dates Gloria. Not the same lady, but the lady's name is Gloria.
Rosie. Yeah.
So it's
okay, I see what you did there.
I tried to, like, you know what I mean? Up and under the layup real quick. Nah, man. That was fire.
It's just wild, man.
Shout out to Gator and his dance, man.
Who?
Gator.
Gator Samuel Jackson, man. Jungle Fever.
I never seen the movie.
You never seen Jungle? All right, man,
I know what it is. I never seen it. Like I never.
Let's keep going, man.
The name Jungle Fever is wild
right now, bro.
If you're not watching on YouTube, man, please go to YouTube right now just so you can see Spike's reaction to that.
You gotta come on, Mo. You better than this. You better than
Jungle
this,
Fever.
man.
All right, man.
Yeah, you
Spike Lee joint, man. Certain movies just use even if you haven't. Yeah, just lie when you're on camera. You can tell us to just lie to the people.
Just lie. I've seen it, but I don't remember it. Just do that. But you should watch it though.
That's
crazy. Now, real talk though. It's a movie that you would enjoy. 100%.
I'm a Wesley fan. I am a Wesley fan.
Knowing you and your personality from the year or two that I've known you, you would enjoy Jungle Fever, especially Gator and his dance.
Okay.
Hey, Frank Vincent's in there too. If that gives you reason.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Frank Vincent, man, your boy, man, Phil Leotardo. He's in the movie. So there you go. Man, that's enough reason right there.
Yes,
that's our guy.
Check my dance out, mom.
Okay. Tony visits Artie, and this is our first time seeing Artie's house, right?
So he's officially like divorced. Him and Charmaine don't like. We ain't getting no.
Yeah, these are boxes and stuff.
Storyline about this. Yeah, this nigga's living by himself. This is a bachelor.
That's what it looks like.
But like Tony's just like getting on his top about, hey man, bro, why didn't you come to me? I am your friend. If you needed something, you should have came to me. Which is funny. I think about the Jackie Senior line, like, hey, you got some money problems, you come to me, all right? Like, but it's so funny how the actor Johnny V plays Artie, bro. He's doing all of the hand gestures, the animation just as Artie. He's just like, if Melissa had a tumor and an overbite, it'd be a problem, but knock on wood. Like, bro, he's doing all of it. Like, it's so funny to me, bro. I'm like, Artie just feels like such a real person to me, bro. I never met a person like that, but like this dude that does all of it, like, hey man, hey, God, no, like just doing all of these, like, come on, man, I'm telling you, like, dude, if I was desperate, I don't know. Artie just he's spoiler alert, he's in my top 10 characters when we get to that point. But
Artie is right under AJ for me. He's
really?
Right. Yes, absolutely, bro.
I can't believe you. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. Hey, you are crazy for that one. Like I can't believe it.
AJ for me, like, bro, come on, like,
what you don't? So you don't like Artie?
Even now, you're trying to sell me, and I'm Tony, like, oh, I wouldn't dare come to you with this. Like, get out of here, bro.
What's so bad about Artie?
He's just full of shit, man. I'll get into it and get his ass whooped later. But okay. I don't like how he's full of shit, man. Like, you're full of shit. You can't keep it real with people who are your friends or people who you perceive to be your friends, not even your wife. Like, you can't even keep it real with her. It's just like he's living a lie.
Man, every character's living a lie here.
So here's the thing. I like Artie more than I'm closer to Mo as far as enjoying Artie. Pause. Whoa. As far as liking Artie as a character.
Okay.
Artie is nuts.
I saw Artie is crazy. Yeah. But I will say that the one thing that bothers me the most about Artie, especially if this was real life, let's tie this in perfectly. You're living in someone else's dream, my nigga.
Yeah.
Shout out to Another Week in the Books. You're a part of somebody else's dream and not your own.
Yeah.
Like you're so displaced from reality that it's almost annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no way you can think. There's no way you can think this is real life. There's no way that there's no way you at dinner with Adriana and really think that you got a chance to be with her. There's no way that you really think that this dude came to you for $50,000 But
That's it for me.
it's so like, that would be frustrating. You know how frustrating that'd be if you had somebody close to you like Artie. Like I could see why you would want to smack him up a few times. Like, bro, like wake the fuck up, bro. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking
Like,
about?
I want to hate Charmaine, but she's right. Like all the criticisms that she have of her husband, all the things that she goes in on him about, these are accurate points. Like you living in someone else's dream, like you pseudo tied to these mob guys, and you thinking that makes you a better person or have more credibility in some type of circles, but it doesn't, bro. You just getting used.
And you can see it. You can see it perfectly. Tony, he gives a spiel like this about to be the new vodka, you know, Stoli, Goose. And Tony just kind of sitting there shaking his head like, all right, my nigga,
Yeah,
that's
whatever,
what they
bro.
told you.
I'm gonna charge you 1.5. Yeah, like $1,500
Because
to
I
give you
know,
$50,000. Yeah,
yeah, you don't sound convincing at all. My nigga. You don't sound
I
convincing at
don't care
all.
about none of that. Yeah,
I mean, I like Artie because he just and it's not just an Artie conversation, but just because he's one of the main storylines of the episode. Just because, like, I think I agree with you, Spike, as far as yeah, he's like constantly living in this lie of just you're lying to your wife, you're lying to your friends, but he's always around
he lied
liars.
to himself.
He's lying to himself
Lying
as
to
well.
himself. Oh, I got a shot with Adriana. Had it not been for Chris and like, man, bro, you don't got a fucking shot in
Bro,
hell.
but
with
think
this
about
lady.
it. He's
You
this
ain't got a
wife.
shot in hell with even the girl that's working there now. But you convincing yourself, or like
Artie-
you said earlier, Mo, I could be the next Bobby Flay. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Spike cooking over here. Relax. Take it easy. Hey, guy, he over here cooking for real. Like, no,
That's
I mean,
real.
but you got to remember in high school, Artie was a quarterback. So he probably was that dude then. He got that earring, but he probably had long hair at one point. He's a has-been. He
That's
just
part of the
happened.
problem,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
you ain't
the problem.
realized that we live in a new world. It's new,
Yeah.
bro.
No, you're right.
Tony's
You're
the boss
absolutely
now.
right.
You're not
And
the
so,
quarterback of the team no more, bro.
right. And so it's like you're a has-been. You were blessed to be in a family that had Vesuvios, and it was passed down to you, and you were able to cook. That's your talent. But like, yeah, I mean, he is delusional. He's trying to find that next thing, and it's like you just don't really got skills outside of cooking, you know. But which we'll see, like when the series wraps up, kind of how they finish his storyline off, kind of ties into that. But then I think is this where Tony says, "What am I, a toxic person?"
Why you don't come to me? You need money. Why you don't come to me?
How would you guys have felt if knowing all right, you both are in a position where you have the means. It's not even a question about that. But one of your close friends needs money and he doesn't come to you. How do you feel about that?
Something up. My spidey senses would be tingling.
Yeah.
Like if my homeboy needed that and he know that I got it and he ain't come to me and ask for it, there's a reason for that.
Yep, I agree.
Which is why we see the revelation that Artie had at the end of the episode of why he thought what he thought.
Got you.
Yep.
That's one of those moments where I've heard people say, like, if I give you that money, that's not a loan, I'm giving it to you. Because I don't even want the
I don't even
famous
want to worry about having to come for you to find it.
Like Sonny told Colangelo, man, like you got him out your life for $20.
How much you give to him? $20?
Yeah.
Never got to worry about it.
Yeah,
you never got to worry about it.
You know what I mean? So you got to be able to take that as a loss.
Yeah. Checks and balances.
Because I don't want to look at you a different way because I'm expecting this money back. I got the $50,000. I care enough about you to give it to you with no questions asked. You ain't got to pay it back. We still good. Because if you tell me that you're gonna pay it back, you know what I mean? Don't say you're sure if you're not sure. That's when I can't do that. So I gotta be on some, like, I don't even like loaning people money because every 5 minutes later, nigga, where my bread? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to make sure you ain't bullshit with it. But at the same time, if I care about you, man, I don't want to be doing that to you. So you know what? You need $50 instead of 50,000. You need $50 here. I got that for you, man. Do what you need to do. This is a gift from me to you.
Yeah, don't even
Happy early birthday, my nigga. Whatever, man. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna need a favor in the future. I'm sure it's gonna come back full circle.
Yeah, and I got confidence because you're my homeboy that you'll be on your feet sooner rather than later. So if I need $50, I can get it from you.
Exactly.
Don't even
you got to know who you're dealing with. You got to know who you're dealing with. Because I know exactly who not to give $50 to.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We go to a small dream sequence with Tony seeing having a dinner with Gloria Trillo. She's baking something in the oven. He looks up the ceiling. The ceiling is cracked. She says, "You want to see this or this?" Pointing to her, vagina area.
I'm about to
I don't
say,
know
go
how
ahead and
else
say
to.
it, Mo.
No, it ain't that. I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know what to say no more. So,
I think vagina will suffice.
vagina suffice. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think vagina.
Or her neck, and only thing that I really took from this, other than like Tony living this out, which was like a weird transition from Artie to the dream to him waking up in the morning. But the only thing that I got from this was that he got her pregnant.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think that's my interpretation. Is when she does the thing like the little turkey base to like the drops like in there. That I think that means he impregnated her, and there's like the bun in the oven concept. So I thought, oh man, they might be telling us on the low like Tony got her pregnant. He don't know. Like, and they're not gonna talk about it, bring it up, anything. But that is low key what I think. I think that he got her pregnant based on that dream sequence.
You don't think they would have said something?
I don't think that there was nothing that they didn't want to visit. Like, I think, and they might have been during the zoo because they were going crazy at the zoo. Like,
well, you would know though. They would know if she was pregnant when she died.
Well, he didn't go. He didn't get no more information from it. Like, and they didn't write it in there where it's like the dude told him, "Hey, it's crazy. She was even pregnant." At that. But I think that to me, that's what that feels like. That kind of heavier thing to me. That's what it feels like. Did that not? I know you don't like the dream sequences, but
I do not.
I know, which I know, but do you think that?
I didn't think that. This is the first time that I've ever thought that since you said that. I just thought it was more so guilt with that. Do you want to see this or this? For him having to deal with, only her being a side chick, only her and him focused on fucking her versus her actual needs. And her actual needs is the thing that drove her to killing herself. She wanted somebody there with her. She wanted a man that could share her life with her. Like she yearned for those things. We heard from Melfi, we heard from her, we heard from Tony, and her not getting those things and asking Tony which one of them he wanted to see, ultimately leading to her killing herself because he wanted to see the vagina versus the scars, the life scars that she had, which caused her to kill herself.
Wow. Yeah, I was never that mad at this dream sequence. It was short, but that was
it
always
wasn't that bad. It was short. It was short enough for one.
But think about it. It's just sidebar. Like, how much more interesting would that have kind of been in regards to that last scene when we got them two together, where like she may have found out that information she wanted to see. Like, what do you think? You're just gonna come here and F me? Like, they're gonna have a steak dinner, and who knows? She could be like made the reveal that like, hey, look, this is I'm pregnant. So I know it's a reach or whatever, but okay, that's cool. We'll keep pushing through. Just hop in whenever you feel like it. But we get Tony wakes up, and I don't know if he's hungover. That's what we're supposed to believe, that was like a dream. He got drunk off the Armagnac or what? As far as the secret,
because the Armagnac was in the video too. I mean, it was in the dream. It was sitting on the table in the dream too.
Okay.
I think he was drunk, like blackout drunk off the Armagnac.
I ain't gonna even lie though. Like that taking that medicine right away when you hung over the next day is real. Bro, he hit that on the nose. Like, you start hearing loud noises, it's too bright, and you're like, hey, get to it. Come on.
Let me get this in my system right now.
Right now. But yeah, Tony wakes up. Cousin Brian comes over for the papers. Tony is in this trance of just doing good. And then while he's in the moment and he's complimenting Carmela and everything, we hear the bing from the oven, which to me starts to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they're saying, I gotta look, there's probably some on the thread somewhere that like I may have seen an idea or like a theory with that, but it just feels very ironic because it snaps back into something with him when he was in a moment with her. Then he heard that and it just brought him back into it. But What did you think about this scene with cousin Brian and the food and the signing the papers and trying to hook him up with the Patsy plug on the suits?
I like how that situation turned Tony into, or not for the long term, but just for short term scenarios, it turned him into like, I need to make sure that I'm being a good man. I need to make sure I'm being a good father, husband, whatever it may be. I want to make sure that I'm doing the right things now because I don't want anybody else to get the short end of the stick because I'm a piece of shit.
Hmm.
Right. So I'm gonna sign the papers for my wife. I'm gonna do all the things that I need to do. Like I'm gonna go to Artie and give him the money and be a best friend. Like I really want to make sure that no one gets lost in me being Tony Soprano and thinking that I'm just this mob boss. I still feel like that I am a good person and a good guy, and I want people to feel like that too. I think that's what this whole episode arc was about because it didn't go throughout the season. It was just an episode.
Okay. I think it's a weird angle too Carmela takes about this, like, I got this girlfriend, Furio should go out with her. We should have them go with us to like the Billy Joel concert or whatever. And he's like,
Was that this
hey.
thing?
Yeah, like she brought up, she didn't really go crazy on it. It was just she was talking to cousin Brian because he was going to be there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that's what it was. And so I thought it was a weird angle, but the more I thought about it, I know what this play is. This is, I'll speak to it more. Well, she brought it up in, I think, the pillow talk scene, and then here, I think it's this, I want to be able to see him more, even if it's at the expense of.
She want to live vicariously through someone else.
Yes.
She want one of her homegirls, and this happens in real life. She want one of her homegirls to fuck with him so she can hear the stories. How good was he in bed?
Yep.
What were these romantic things that he did for you? So she can fantasize about Furio without actually fantasizing about Furio and making it off limits to her. All my home, I could never, because my girl fuck with her, but she's doing that to save herself from making a mistake and making the decision that she do with Furio. That's what I took from it. What you say?
I think you own it. Like that is,
it's really gross. It's disgusting.
It's really gross. It's really gross. That's fun. Really that is deep.
Gross by Carmela.
That's nasty work for sure. But dang, that's deep though. Like that's a deep, like, I want this man so much. Like these are the limbs. She's playing a whole another game, bro.
Whole nother game.
Dang, bro, she might be slicker than Janice on the low, like with the Bobby, because that I never thought about that, bro.
Yeah, they're in the same ballpark, but that was definitely what I took from it. Like I can't have him, but I want to live vicariously through somebody that I know. Oh, was he good in bed, girl? Oh, what did he do? Like how romantic?
Come on, girl, give me the details. Come on, give me the details.
Like,
and you can mask it. You mask it under like you really want to.
Like I just want to know because I want to know because I fuck with you. But nah, I'm fantasizing.
Yeah,
about this
I'm living.
Like man, hey, lady, women can get dirty, bro.
Don't mess with a woman, bro. Because I've been dreaming every night about So, but lastly, there's this moment too, as Tony hooks cousin Brian up. Oh, Maron.
Oh,
Maron. Oh man, I wish you could. Well, you might hear it in the playback, but I definitely want you to hear what Spike was talking about. This play Carmela's making about trying to get Furio.
Rich, let's see if he thinks something similar. What do you think was going on when he was trying? When
what's the play for Carmela?
Was trying to hook up Furio with a homegirl. Rich hasn't been on here. This is gonna show y'all. Rich hasn't been on here. He ain't hear nothing that I said. He dropped off for a minute. What do you think Carmela's play was when she was trying to hook Furio up with her homegirl?
The closer I get to you, she's probably trying to get a dick report. She's trying to get a homegirl to fuck so I can get some information on what it's like.
Same guy.
Same, yep. Same OG. Yeah.
Same thing. Even though I can't be with you, I want to be with you. I want to be in your presence. Like that's how much I fuck with you.
Keep in mind, Rich didn't hear nothing that I just said.
Nah, literally just had a Wi-Fi issue, just reconnected, and I didn't know. I don't know. I missed a whole couple
verbatim
scenes.
with what I just said.
Yeah, that's exactly what was going on. There's something about. Let me say this, man. Let me just say this for the record, for all the ladies out there listening. It's never you got to tread the waters lightly. When you start talking about hooking your homegirl up with one of your friends, what you really saying? We pick up on the code that's underneath that.
Yeah, which is why Tony was like that in the bed before the Gloria Trillo mic drop. He was just like, hey, man, relax. Like on the like trying to hook Fury up. Like
it's just because it's why are you so concerned with my homie, man? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we
you know what I mean. It's just one of those. It's just one of those moments. So, yeah, that's exactly what was going on. So I'm not even surprised that me and Spike had the same answer because me and Spike the same nigga.
Yeah. It's never happened before. This you've heard it here first. But I will say, we're not gonna rehash and go back, but like the pregnant concept, when they were in that living room and then you heard the bing from the kitchen, how it snapped Tony out of that trance with Carmela. That's what I think confirms it to me. But that's something we could talk about a little bit more.
Did you hear that, Rich? Mo thought that he got her pregnant.
He might be having a little connection issue again. He'll hop back in if you don't hear me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But I'm good.
That's okay. We'll keep rolling. But we go to Vesuvio's and you know what? I think I missed it earlier, man. There was something I wanted to say earlier, but like the hostess in the earlier scene, real quick, I just thought this was so funny. Like the hostess, he was like, man, we sat 40 tables or whatever. He's like, that's all because of you. And then she threw him the peppermint. He kind of tried to be, he tried to be sexy and pop the peppermint in and like do the little smile. Like, bro, Artie trying to be sexy is so funny, bro. Anyways, I didn't get to talk about that in earlier Artie scene, but this is a quick little.
Artie is a disgusting dude, man.
Yeah, he's
just delusional shit, bro. The fact that you even doing that thing, you got a shot. Stop.
Man, Artie is Bob Burger, bro. Artie is so Bob Burger, bro.
That's a good pull.
Seriously,
Artie, disgusting brother. Man.
Yeah, man. He just I hate it for him because it's like, bro, you don't really have no close friends other than Tony. Like when we'll see a later scene with him at the bottom being not in this episode, but with Tony. And just like how he looks at them, like the lifestyle and what they're living versus what he is, like it's sad because it's like, bro, you could get to where you need to get to if you actually did what you needed to. But anyways, he's all inconspicuous, trying to like he gets the money, takes it to him in the back door, like because he's trying to hide it from Charmaine, but Charmaine already still knows. Artie's so dramatic, bro. Pretty short scene, but. AJ is trying to get it popping with his girlfriend. They doing what teenagers do. You're slopping down, your clothes burning. Who knows what's about to go. Parents is out of the place. But I want to ask, what's up with them always playing black music in the AJ scenes, man?
What you think, young white?
Was spot on.
Yeah. What you think white kids from the suburbs was listening to in the early 2000s?
That tracks. Okay. But this scene, I did say that I didn't have a lot of stuff to talk about as far as AJ scenes, but this scene to me was really relatable. Just because it's like you trying to sneak and do this, your parent come home, you trying to make a little play, and then like now you gotta get up, and he tried to kind of cover up the erection or whatever, like it tracked to me. I was like, yeah, that this is regular. I feel like AJ teenager behavior that is more compelling for an AJ character. But they should. I wanted to ask y'all. Carmela talks about the Yardro or Yarrow and how much the amount was, and then she said, "I'm not going to even say how much it costs." Then she immediately tells like the amount of the Yarrow. And she's trying to get a flex off to a 15-year-old girl. What is this?
Said a lot about Carmela, man.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Can't buy class, man. You can't buy class. The great Jay-Z once said, you cannot buy class, bro. And my girl, the little 15-year-old, has all the class in the world because she come from that, as we come to find out earlier. Carmela still feels the need to flex her muscle in front of, like you said, randomly. Who the fuck is this little girl where you got to tell her how much this thing costs? But she's so subconscious about, herself, how she lives. It's a new person in here. She's seeing my house. I wanted to know how much this costs. Even AJ does this later on, and we'll see the scenes when he talks about having a housekeeper or whatever it may be, is they think that they're in this certain class of people, and they explain it, or they're trying to explain it, and she's in an actual higher class than them, and she's like, bro, none of this shit matters to me. I got money for real.
Yeah, when we get there, it's like,
yeah, like I got money for real. So none of the little $3,000 shit that you're talking about. One of the most humbling things is talking to someone who really like got it like that.
mm-hmm.
You talking about
really
Jordans, or you talking about your fits, or you talking about these different things, and they really got it for real. Like
I've been around that before.
That reminds me of when Childish Gambino was on Sway. That Sway freestyle, when he's had that line, he said, "When you're rich, you don't take pictures, you just see it again."
I just see it again.
Yeah, you just see it again, man. I don't say pictures. This is regular life for me. Like,
shit ain't. Yeah, I've been to
shit. Don't excite me.
That's crazy. I've
seen the Amalfi Coast a couple times, my nigga. I've been to the what is the Louvre Museum or whatever it may be. I've seen that shit. I'm gonna see it again. Like, come on.
Wow.
Why would I take pictures of the Louvre when I could just catch a flight and just come right back over? Like, that don't make sense.
Wow.
So that's how that like
exhibit up.
Devin got a ton of class. Cause honestly, think about a 15-year-old AJ if he had Devin's money, like the way he be acting ignorant. Like she could really just be out here flexing on these niggas. Like, I'll buy you 100 of these right now on my Amex, not even my people's money.
Mine.
Yeah, and then like I said, it just says a lot about Carmelo. The fact that you have to, I don't want to say I judge people. But I'll take a mental note of people's character whenever they feel the need to have to prove themselves to people they don't have to, like children or strangers. Like, bro, why you ain't got to explain yourself to nobody? Like, you bring it in the dry cleaner. Like, why you got to tell this little girl that your shit costs $3,000? Like, she about to go to her friends and say, oh, like, I don't know if she was trying to help our AJ look good. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
It didn't even register to her.
Nah,
she didn't even think twice about it. Like, she shrugged that shit off. Like, oh wow. I get that in an allowance.
Okay, I'm gonna move these next two scenes along because I will say this scene and the next two scenes is just too much AJ. Too much AJ. it really is. So he's trying to get a cab or whatever or get dropped off, and she like, now I call a call service. Flex number one.
How much is that? I don't know. Shit.
I don't know. I charge on my Amex.
Who asked the price? You gotta ask for it. You can't afford it.
Well, that's a shot us.
Yeah, why would I know how much this shit costs? Let's put that on my
Mo,
phone.
you ever seen Shot Us?
No.
Yeah, man, there was a scene in that where he said that exactly. He went in the jewelry store. Yeah, if I gotta ask how much it is, that means I can't afford
it. Yep.
Wow. But AJ, he tries to make a play to go. It's funny because they play around with wordplay here. He's like, okay, we're trying to hook up. But AJ is obviously talking about hookup as far as with his girlfriend, not being clear at all. But Meadow is thinking he just wants to see her, and then he asks, can he borrow her room for a little bit? I don't feel like that's that far out of pocket.
Whoa.
Hold on. Can I finish, please?
Yeah,
hold on.
Absolutely.
I don't feel like it's that far out of pocket in regards to a 14, 15-year-old boy asking his sister, like, can I use your room? It is out of pocket, the deed itself, but like asking like on some ignorant, like, bro, we ain't got nowhere, which is crazy because it's like, if she got money, then why can't we just get one of your drivers and tell them to leave the car? But
or we can just go to your house. It didn't look like nobody was there later on when we were there. Like,
well, it's like she was trying to hold off the flex.
Go all the way to New York.
And I think she was trying to hold off the flex. Is this what she said? I'm dating a gangster, like a gangster dude.
AJ is a dipshit.
Right before they left, yeah.
See, that's her thrill. That was her thrill right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the money wasn't a thing for her. Like, she already got the money. I'm dating a gangster dude. Like,
yeah. What I'll say to what you just said, Mo, I disagree. AJ is a dipshit because even at 14, 15 years old, I would have came up with a lie. I'm like, okay, cool. Let us wait till you get off. We'll just chill in your room.
There you go.
We ain't really got nothing going on. Just give us your room key, and we'll just chill here till you get off, and then you come pick us up.
What time you gonna be?
Yeah, what time you be done? We'll go do all the shit that you're talking about doing. I'll listen to your friends' poetry reading or whatever the fuck it may be. But to just flat out be like, oh, I'm trying to go to your room and smash. Like, bro, that's your sister. Like, no, she's not gonna go for that. What the fuck are you doing?
You right. You so right. That play, yeah, you right.
And that's why I can't even give it a pass on some like, oh, he's 14, 15. Like, I get that, but that's just something you don't do. My 14, 15-year-old self would have never even thought about that. Like, to ask, because I knew what the answer would have been.
Yeah, like
why would I let you smash on my bed? Like, I
live here, bro. Like, what we talking about?
Real quick, did y'all recognize the black dude here at the table?
I did not. Who was it?
That's Spanky from Power.
Oh shit!
At the table.
Yeah, be hanging with 2-Bit and all them.
I know exactly. Yeah,
I knew he looked familiar. Oh yeah, that's him. He got shot in the eye.
Yep,
through the glasses.
They show the fuck is.
Wow.
Spanky from Power.
That was a Spanky, man.
Man, he still looked the same too.
Exactly. That's why it was easy for me to spot it. Like, damn,
I do though. I never put that together.
But anyways, Meadow denies him, and that seems
as she should have.
As she should have. And then
you smash on my bed, bro. Like, you're not even let your homeboys do that, bro. Like, when a nigga come to you, be like, let me use the crib real quick, bro. I'm just
listen,
crazy.
None of that, no bedroom activity, man. I never forget. People was trying to say I was the bad friend when we talked about Mo Better Blues, and there was a moment when Wesley Snipes' character Shadow, and this is the character's name in the movie. What was it? I can't remember. Spike Lee's character. I can't remember his name. But he came over and Shadow asked me, "Hey man, smell my sheets." Cause I had a girl over here. I want my girl to be, and I wish a nigga would ask me, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, bro. I'm not smelling your fucking sheets.
Smell
I'm not doing
sheets.
None of that shit, bro. Like, I'm not letting you smash. I'm not letting you do none of that, bro. You got a car.
That's crazy.
Get it how you live, bro. We not.
Or you can go get a room, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you do. You ain't been doing it in my house,
boy.
Nah, man. And maybe you do that at 14. Maybe that's the only pass I'll give. Maybe at 14, 15, they young enough to do that shit. But I wish somebody would. I wish one of my niggas would right now hit me up. Hey man, can I use your room real quick? Can I use your crib real quick? Nigga, for what?
Yeah, we get this whole fake sympathetic scene of them, AJ and girlfriend in the car talking about how hard people are and how hard it is for people out there, and they keep being in the same cycle, having babies. Who cares?
Remember we talked about identity politics? That's what this is, man.
This is definitely that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is absolutely that. And I ain't about to give y'all no deep dive. You know what they're trying to say. We go to Vesuvio's, and this is the scene. Okay, I thought I missed it, but it's here. So she grabs she grabs the mitt, throws the mitt. He catches. All right,
trying to put it in his mouth,
like he tried to be.
Aiden trying to eat.
Like, bro, I'm gonna use the language of girls. Say you thought you was cute. Like, she's not. And then like the fact that Charmaine like busts his bubble so quick. God. Like
she lift her shirt up and shit.
Like she's getting it off. Like he ain't even reading.
She her bad.
All right. All right, never mind. I ain't got no more story time for me today. I thought about a moment, but I can't even do it.
You falling a victim to this, more?
No, not quite, but it is a thing when there's a girl that's out of your league and you start to get attention, and you got to start to wonder. I'm confident in myself, but I know this is not my reach. What is this?
Oh my god!
Yeah, so that's as far as I'm gonna go with that.
I will say this. This is when you start shaking shit up. If you already. Hey, if you got it in you, this is when you start. All right, there ain't no more games, no more fun. I've been calling this dude. I'm asking you what's going on. You talking about what you mean? Like, oh, there's a time difference. I'm like, nah, bro, that's not good enough for me. Yeah, all this shit getting lit up.
You brought this nigga in here. Now I can't get in touch with him, and now all of a sudden you have no clue how to get in. Oh nah, this is when the spider senses are tingling, nigga. Y'all have me fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of y'all, I don't give you, your mama, your brother, whoever this nigga is to you, all y'all got me fucked up, bro. Like the pressure is implied at this moment. I've been calling you and you owe me $50,000 and I can't reach you and you ain't called me back. Ain't no playing peppermint catch with no nah, we ain't doing none of that, bro.
It's nuts that she
you
came
can
back
lose your job today.
Yeah, you're nuts for coming back
at
to
the very least. At the very least, I'm firing you.
Like, why are you back here?
You better run with that nigga.
Like Devin said, the minute he got to 50, I don't even know why she was still here. And then she gonna give him some CD, like, get this out of my face. And Charmaine tells him the truth.
None of that.
She says all of a sudden this PYT is into you after the investment. Oh, I forgot. It's because you got an earring in. Like, bro, come on. Like, Artie's nuts, man. Like, he's like, it's
I
John.
love the look. I love the look on his face. I love the look on his face when Charmaine quickly knew what was going on. Like, the way she flirted with you, I know there's got to be a problem with the investment. He couldn't put it together, and she walked away. He looked like, damn, maybe she owns something.
And you thought I didn't know about it. I'm on to it. I didn't got the information out of her. You weren't even aware, nigga. You thought you was just gonna lend out 50 grand from Tony that I know you don't got, so I know how you got it. You thought all this was gonna go down, and I ain't know nothing about it. And Charmaine just dropped the bomb. I'm like, bro, I'm fully aware of everything that's going on. So
it's crazy. Adriana and Carmela, they're working out, and pretty much it's a setup for Chris and A to get out of the Billy Joel concert. So that obviously there's room for Furio and Carm's homegirl. But transitional scene, they go from them two working out to we immediately go to Janice. And Janice is doing the opposite of working out. She's eating marrow.
Can I say something real quick, man? I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I don't understand why people do this. It just kind of goes back to what we said about Carmela and just the need to explain yourself. Like, why do you have to put on this performative show as far as, oh, no, what are we going to do with the tickets? When you can just easily say, you know what, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I got a couple other people that want to go. Don't even sweat it. Like, why? Just why is that necessary?
Let me take a crack at it. It's one of those reactions where you already wanted something to work out a certain way. But you knew it couldn't, then something opens up and in real time you're excited, but you have to literally bring your reaction down in the midst of like saying it. You're like, oh, that's sad to hear. I know that's probably not what they're going for, but I think the reaction is something along those lines where you got to act like, and I get it's very dramatic. Like,
because she carried it on. Like, what are we gonna do with those tickets? Like, almost trying to make Adriana feel bad that she can't go. Now, what if Adriana really doubled back? Like, you know what? Since you can't do nothing, just be like, oh man, sorry you can't come. We'd love to have you there, but it's all good. You know, I know a couple other people. I'm sure that would take them, so don't even sweat it. Like, you could just leave it at that and keep your workout going. I just don't know why you have to go to that extra step. Carmela, sit your ass down somewhere.
Because Carmela has to. That's why I say all these characters lying to themselves. Like, you know what I mean? She's just trying to convince herself. Like, she's just doing this weird thing of convincing herself. Like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing this in the name of love. I'm doing this. It's just, I don't know. She's so far. She's been living this life for so long, bro. I don't even know she knows she's being that dramatic. But
this is part of her character.
There's a part of it now. Like, and I think when we think about Vic, it's like, I got to do everything I can to tread light, because maybe I came on too hard with Vic and with the whole paint thing and me making him lunch and when he comes over. So she feel like she's treading this thing as light as possible, right? But we go over to Tony and Janice eating dinner, and Janice brings up the Armagnac, which was a very funny thing, and how she used to drink it in France. But Tony immediately interrupts her. Did y'all catch that?
I didn't even know she bought the Armagnac up. You talking about the drinks that the French dude was selling, right?
Yeah. Well, she said she had it before.
Oh, yeah, she did say that, yeah.
And so the minute she was about to get into it, Tony, he shuts it down quickly. So it's almost like, well, this is the tidbit I feel like that confirms what Artie says later. What? About you're like, okay, when he says basically you knew this. I mean, he probably knew from the gate, obviously, but like this is the point where it's like, hey, shh, hey, you know what I mean? Like, cause she was about to get into it and he shuts it down so quick, it came off very like, hey, you about to mess up a play here. Be quiet. He can't tell her that, but that's how it came off in that scene.
But here's the thing. Here's the only thing I would say to combat that. The money's already gone. Like, he already gave him the money. Like, so there's either way, you locked into this deal. Like, that information only hurts Artie. It doesn't hurt Tony. So whether Janice says it or not, nigga, I already gave you this 50,000. Like you owe me this point and a half either way. You get what I'm saying? Like, because what's the? Okay. I can see if it was beforehand. If there was no money given.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
And he was like, "Oh damn, like this doesn't sound like a good movie." Histamines, people having allergic reactions to it. You know what, John Philippe, I'm cool, man. I heard a lot of feedback about it. I don't even want to give you. But the fact that the deal was already done, I don't think Tony cared either way. Because once I give you that money, once you a wise guy and you give somebody that money, that clock starts right then and there. I don't care if the deal backed out or not.
No matter what the fuck you got going on, I need my
same
money
way.
every week.
Yeah, and Barbershop. Remember Barbershop? That nigga Lester Wallace, niggas try to give him that money back. Like, nah, nigga, we already gave you that loan. This shit yours.
Percentages, yeah, that's your money.
Yeah, he left it on the table. The nigga chased him out of there and said, "You forgot something. This bread is yours, my nigga. You ain't no backing out of this loan."
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a great pull, dude. Like that's a haunting scene.
It is funny that Janice had heard of the product before and had the complaint. I feel like that the principal investors would have had when they didn't give him the money. That is, I didn't notice it until you guys just said that.
It's really, it's bad because Janice is out here. Janice is out here drinking jugs of Carlos Rossi,
bruh.
Right.
So you can't drink this Armagnac, man. I know I got a bad investment. Janice ain't even gonna drink.
I mean, think about it. Tony was hungover on it. Like, who knows how much he drank out of it, but he was hungover on it immediately, gulping down.
Gloria,
yeah. So it took him into a whole little.
I can't wait till we get to this John Philippe scene.
Oh yeah. But yeah, this is a good scene. I just like seeing them two together.
Do you think that she was right to be defensive about Tony questioning her relationship with Bobby?
I think she went to. She probably should have took it to about 7, but she took it to 10.
She took it to 10.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand her taking it there because he does always say, there's if your brother ever describes you as saying that there's men in the can that look better than my sister, then you got every right to kind of question his motives when he's speaking.
Men in the can in prison
relationship. Yeah.
I think Tony did a good job of diffusing it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't mention something that ties back into this. Artie, he gives Artie the money. Oh, Tony, you're a good friend.
I don't know what's that.
Cousin
Brian, he hooks him up with the Patsy connect. He said, "Hey man, you're a good guy, Tony." Then we get here, have this conversation. At the end of the conversation, you're a good brother. Does it feel a little heavy-handed on the good thing, or you feel like they're just intentionally trying to make a point here?
I think that's the route that they were going for this episode. Once he found out that Gloria did what she did, he was looking for validation from the rest of the characters, his sister, his best friend, his wife, who else? Yeah, those three, probably the 3 most important people in his life, his sister, his best friend, his wife. I want y'all to know that I'm a good person. I don't have this bad guy point of view on the world, and I want you guys to respect me as the person that I am to you, not the person that I am to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Well said.
They meet in the bathroom, Tony and Artie, and Artie pretty much is starting to put the pieces together. Like, bro, I ain't got the money, and Tony told him like, "Hey, bro, you got to go visit him. Like, have you even went to go see him yet? You got to do this, bro."
You know it's an issue when a nigga come talk to you while you pissing.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all ever had that happen to you before. Like,
100%.
if you pissing and the nigga come be like, "Hey, bro, let me," like, man, come on, bro.
Yeah, bro. I've told plenty of people I don't talk to niggas with my dick is in my hand.
I feel it.
Straight up, man, because this can't be that important.
No.
Like I'll be out in 3 minutes, my nigga. Like, what are you doing?
If that, just let me wash my hands, bro. We can rap.
So Tony pretty much telling like, "Hey, bro, you got to toughen up. You got to go get your bag, man. Like that. Like you waiting around and this and that. Hey, all that civilian stuff, bro. You got to go visit him. You got to figure this out."
I love this. I love Tony's approaching this. Like I ain't gonna get too overly dramatic. I ain't gonna tell you what you should do, but when I am gonna give you the advice in as my best friend, like you got to go holler at him, buddy. Ain't no calling on the phone and him not answering. That's unacceptable at this point. You talking about a man that you gave $50,000 in cash to. Ain't none of that. Oh, I called him. He didn't answer the phone. Like, nah, bro, you need to pull up on him.
Yeah. We go to the next scene. Artie is looking in the mirror. He's rehearsing his lines, trying to get in his zone. Artie is so far from street. You know what I mean? It's just like to actually try to rehearse your lines, to try to see how you look, to look tough. All of that. He's just going over this. It's a funny scene. Just the whole voicemail thing, the shoes thing, all that is it's a funny scene watching it. Anything I want to add to this mirror rehearsal?
This is it's comedy.
It's comedy.
It's one
Yeah,
of my
Artie.
favorite scenes.
Okay.
Because it's always that image of who you want to be versus who you are.
Oh, big facts. It's this
This
fact.
is who Artie wants to be. He wishes he was this person.
He's gonna learn quickly. Like, it's not easy to be a wise guy. You know what I mean? Like, just in this small moment.
That man told that nigga, if you come back around here, I'll kill you. Hey man, the whole building would have got.
Yeah, like, that's, you don't understand my crazy. That's the part you missing. But we get Chris. Yeah, like when we get there, I'm here for it. We get Chris. I'm trying to move things along a little bit. We get Chris and this junkie guy, and Chris is getting high with somebody who definitely looked like he got some letters, bro. What is this? I mean, this is, wow, bro. This guy looks terrible. I mean, goodness gracious.
He pops back up in the next couple of episodes.
I mean, goodness gracious, Christopher. That's a storyline they could have did that. I'm glad they didn't, but they definitely could have did it. You know what I mean? I could have took X, but I didn't. With that story, just him with these, But
I think
shouts out to the wire.
This is so when we get the intervention episode later in the season.
What the fuck this got to do with the wire, man? Come on, what you trying to say?
You don't know what storyline I'm talking about that they could have took with Chris based on this scene?
You talking about Chris who?
Christopher.
Montesanti?
Yeah, Montesanti. The storyline they could have went with because of these deeds right here, but they didn't do that.
You talking about Bubbles and Johnny?
Oh my God.
That's all.
No, he's
not. Yeah,
shouts out to the wire. But anyway, I'm glad they didn't. But I'm just saying.
Omar. He talking about some Omar.
Oh man.
No, not Omar. Whoa, not that. No, not like not.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, go ahead. What was you saying?
I just think this scene was thrown in there, especially since we know who wrote it, so we wouldn't be so taken aback by the intervention scene.
Like, yeah, it all comes together there.
Yeah, they have to show us how deep in the game he is.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got this motherfucker randomly getting high with somebody we don't even know. Like, come on, bro. First you was doing that aid after work or whatever it may be. Now we see that you're doing it with random motherfuckers. Like, nah.
Bro, he barely holding on in the mouth.
It lets you know how gone he is.
That's crazy. Artie pulls up on John Philippe. John Philippe opens the door for Artie, but he's not stressed, not bothered. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, you way too comfortable, my nigga. To be late on the payment for $50,000,
right?
You way too comfortable.
A nigga owe me $50,000 and answer the door like that, I might shoot you on sight. Like, we ain't even worried about the money no more, bro. You're not gonna do me like this.
Yeah, if you let me in and we're being calm, the minute you like go do something,
said, "Oh, it's you."
Yo, what? The minute you turn around, bro, I'm gonna find the heaviest thing I can. I'm gonna clock you out quick. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, John Philippe. He's going, but Artie goes in and he's going through his rehearsed lines with John Philippe. And John Philippe, first he starts off just kind of like, man, I don't know if it's gonna work out, this and that, and then he just finally just flat out said, bro, it's gone. Like, it ain't coming back. It's over with. I don't know. And then he says, my daughter has braces. She needs braces. Bro, you are such a simp.
Nigga John Philippe told me, hey, man, we're grown, man. We're big boys. You lose money every now and then. Like, what? Bro, we talking about $50,000. We ain't talking about $30 that I let you for some lotto tickets or something, nigga. We talking about $50,000.
You might get
and you
tortured
expect me to
Oh.
for 50 grand. You might get tortured.
and you expect me to be like, oh, it's gone.
Let me
Like
see.
gone, nigga. You
It's
still got a house and kids and a
Bro,
car,
bro.
and my money gone? Oh no.
it's how nonchalant he is about it. Just he's just casually just saying like, "Oh, I just told you it's gone." Like I don't know what you
Like,
want me to say. Like what
I
you
don't even
mean the
respect you.
50,000 is gone? Like what you?
When you
like,
think of,
hold on, time out. I'm sorry, Mo. Real quick, Spike just said it. That's what it is. You don't even respect me enough to put on the show.
yeah,
You won't even expect me to put on the front.
yeah, yep.
Like you
That
pretty
nigga
much
didn't even
saying
say,
like,
I might get it in a couple days. Something might turn around. This nigga was like, oh man, we got to be adults about this. Like, what?
50,000.
Bruh.
I mean, oh man, bro. Like,
he said, we must move on. Hey, he gave him that pit talk.
The nigga said
We
we're all
must-
adults here. Man, bro, what are you talking about?
he's
Bro, you ain't
acting
tell
like
me-
I gave you 50,000. Like I just gave this to you as a gift.
No, he acted like I owed this to you, and you had an advantage. Like you had the opportunity to work with me, and it just didn't work out. He's acting like, oh my nigga, I'm Bill Gates, and I know Microsoft is gonna work. Give me a little money so I can make sure this shit goes how it needs to go. And at some point in time, you're going to be a millionaire. That's what he was acting like.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Like,
was
Yo,
acting
he
like,
acted
oh,
like it was the stock market, bro. Like he was like, oh,
Balls.
it like it just. Oh, and Tony said
Yeah.
a pivotal line in the bathroom. He says like, you got to get on top of this because
so
people,
act like-
yeah, because people start acting like you're the problem. Simple, similar to like Tony did with Hesh in the
I'm just
later
asking for
season,
my
like
money,
so to
bro.
speak. It's like if they owe you and you wait
just
too
want my
long,
money.
yeah, bro, he nailed that one. But we get to the fight sequence of this thing.
They told that nigga, "Are you stupid?" Like I just told you it's spent.
Like,
bro, I swear on everything, bro. I still be whooping his ass today, 2024. I still be whooping his ass.
bro,
I would pull up on him to whip his ass on a weekly basis just based off frustrations that I had.
bro,
Like, nigga, is you serious? Are you nigga said, are you stupid?
Artie
Nah,
yells and
Every
puts his
time I
finger in
see
his
it.
face. Then Artie does the most cartoonish way to start a fight. He tries to choke Jean Philippe. Like, what kind of cartoon? He grabs his neck for. Nobody ever just tries to choke somebody like, come here. Like, this is some kind of sitcom. Oh, I'm going to choke and kill you. Bro, you have to throw punches. This
My
is.
man disrespected John Philippe. He said, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Bro, then Philippe start
Man,
working
my nigga
Artie.
said, huh?
He started working Artie, bro. Artie, they went back and forth for a little bit. Artie got a good slam on him, and they had a little tussle, but what got him out of there is that same dang on earring that he thought was charming people. And then he got his smooth jazz music or whatever this is playing. Shouts out to Music Choice back there. And pretty much he threw Artie out and said, if you ever come back here, I'll kill you. Like,
I got a question. First watch through, if you guys can remember, did you guys think that this was going to be a situation where Artie killed this dude and it was going to have to ask Tony for help?
No.
Because I remember thinking that. Really? I remember thinking that Artie was going to do some crazy shit, shoot this dude, and then he going to have to ask. I think I vividly remember watching it the first time through it and thinking like, he could kill dude.
I do remember being shocked that it went down like this.
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting that, but I never thought Artie was going to body him. Like I didn't see that. Nigga said, I want my money. He said, fuck you, nigga. I see you again, I'll kill you. Hey, put it strictly out of play.
John Philippe. Yo. Man, I mean, Artie pulls up with a turtleneck, bro.
Go, man, you gotta go over there with that strap, man. I'm not coming over here to fight you, bro.
Yeah, you got to.
Like, we ain't finna do this tussling, dude. Like,
he pulled up on Tony with the shotgun when he found out he burned for Vesuvios.
Either you got my 50 grand, bro. Either you got my 50 grand, or we from like there dire consequences that are about to happen from this conversation. Ain't no fighting, tussling, and shit like that, bro. We ain't doing that.
Maybe we're downplaying the fact that Artie didn't take John Philippe seriously.
True.
You know what I mean? Maybe Artie just thought that was a pushover.
Yep.
Especially back in
talk his
time out.
Facts.
John Philippe is French, right?
Right.
Yep.
Remember what it was like in 2001, man. For all the kids out there, who weren't actually like outside after 9/11, niggas had beef with the French.
Yep.
Like I remember in high school, man, they changed on the lunch menu. They changed it from French fries to freedom fries.
Yep.
Freedom fries and freedom toast and all this shit, bro. Like, yeah, Mo, look this shit up. This is a moment in history where if you went around for it, people forget it because there was a real big beef.
To go hard on the French. Yeah.
They literally renamed French fries freedom fries. They took French out of everything because of the whole 9/11 shit. So I wonder if Artie was like on some, man, you a Frenchman, man, you ain't shit. I ain't worried about you, man. I hang with made people, connected people, like Carlito Brigante said. Like, I don't know, man. That shit just silly as fuck, man. The fact that man kicked him out like a cartoon, grabbed him by his fucking coat, threw him out, pointed his finger and said, I can see you again, I'm gonna kill you. Like, not just I'm gonna beat you up, I will end your life, my niggas. Don't ever pull up on me asking about 50,000.
A nigga whooping your ass and he owe you 50 grand.
That's what's nuts.
Yeah, that's.
I would have tried to kill myself too, bro. Like, what other paths can you go to? Like this it, bro. You done. You done, bro.
Artie is a baby boy, man.
Shit.
Oh shit, man.
All right, we get another scene with AJ. Him and the John Lennon looking dude. And he tries to tell AJ how to get buns. This is egregious. Whatever. He pulls up to her house though. Her house is huge. That's all I'm gonna add to that. Artie pops pills and drinks. I guess because he's so down on everything. I don't know exactly. I mean, because he lost the 50,000. Where you think Tony gonna kill him, or I don't know. But I'm gonna move through a few of these things. They kind of all pretty quick. Artie ends up calling Tony and Blonde Shawty, and he calls, and pretty much Artie sounds like he's out of it. Anything y'all want to add to them three scenes? AJ at the girl's crib, Artie popping pills, Tony getting the call.
Tony getting the call was the most interesting scene out of all of those.
Okay.
Because it just shows you that guilt that he's carrying.
Mm-hmm.
Or Gloria.
Where's Tony at? This is a question I have though too.
Some hotel with this woman. At first, I thought that was one of the Polish flight attendants from earlier in the season when they was working out the Esplanade deal. But I think this is just some random Gumar. I don't even know if she's a Gumar. She's just a fun night.
Bada bing girl, probably.
She probably
maybe.
Yeah, she probably.
Yeah, but the fact that he had an opportunity to right a wrong, like I wasn't there for Gloria, I got to be here for Artie.
Mm-hmm.
I can't have that on my conscience. Like I can't have knowing that he called me and this could be his last phone call. I got to do something.
This always felt like a reach, though. To me.
In what part? What sense?
Just the whole Artie, finding out Gloria, then Artie just lining up like that. It felt like a reach to me.
It was very convenient.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Tony saves it. Hey, like
I always chalk moments like that up to life, man. There's been plenty of times when, I'm walking around the corner, see somebody, bro, I was just talking about you yesterday, man. This is crazy. I'm seeing you right now. I've had plenty of coincidences in life to know that stuff like this is realistic. That's why I let some movies and shit get slide because there's been some shit that happened to me where the odds of it are 1 in a billion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. But I still feel like, I don't know, Michael.
I feel what you're saying. No,
you know what I mean? It's like, even if it happened, it's just that it's Artie to me. That's where it just doesn't feel like, I don't know. It just don't feel like Artie to me. Like Artie is pathetic, but I don't think he's this pathetic. Yeah, or at least he feels this. I don't know. I get it. Sure.
I think he's very much this pathetic. This is how pathetic I look at his ass.
This fits your bill of
lines right up to his pathetic natures.
Okay. We go to AJ scene again, and he's pretty much feeling like a broke boy. The other boy that's with him, he's fanning out on everything she got. Whatever, who cares? This is so stupid.
Is that, though?
What? Are you talking about what movie reference for
what movie is that similar to?
Oh, this is ATL.
There you go.
I thought it
My
from the moment,
dog.
from the moment he
Yeah.
pulled up, I was like, oh man, ain't that something? ATL did this.
Facts.
You got a
ATL,
Picasso in your
absolutely.
house.
Yes. Yes. You got a Picasso in your house.
100% gave me ATL vibes.
Absolutely. We get Artie and Tony.
Hold on, real quick. I
Yeah.
gotta I'm just real small. You guys made a point. This is why I love recording this with y'all, because all the pieces come together.
Okay.
I told y'all earlier. First of all, this the friend. He made a weird ass comment. Your dad ain't gonna be nervous that we gonna steal him or something. Like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Like, that says more about you than anything. But remember, he saw the turntable, ducked in the room, and came back with a vinyl. He said "Rubber Soul" in mint condition. That's a Beatles. That's a Beatles vinyl. The John Lennon thing, the way he looks, I'm like, man, that got to be intentional now.
Good
Now it's all
call.
coming
Yeah,
together.
Wow,
yeah.
there it is.
They definitely did that together. Yeah, that's a good call.
Now it's all coming together.
Wow, that's great. But yeah, Artie and Tony.
I'm sorry. One more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would y'all be tripping if she didn't tell you that she was rich?
Nigga,
not at all, bro.
Like,
this
yeah,
would
that's me
change the
neither.
trajectory of AJ life.
Yeah.
We never get the swimming pool, the swimming board or diving board scene, if AJ understands how this can help him. But he's such a dipshit that he don't get how this could be. I ain't even got to worry about what my dad do. I ain't even got to worry about like the mob shit and nothing like that. I got a rich bitch, for lack of a better word.
Crazy.
I got a rich bitch, man. And like, come on, bro. Like, it shows how stupid he is.
It does. Artie and Tony, Artie's crying and sobbing about it, and then he snaps out of it and says, "The cobwebs are removed." And he goes into that speech of like, Tony, he's like, "You knew this was gonna play the whole time." And the way he put it together so quickly, it's so weird because it's like, okay, Artie, you're smart enough to pick this up, but you're not smart enough. It always got me like, bro, you put this together so quickly. You know, the fact it's like, oh, you do this, you knew it wasn't gonna work out, you knew it wasn't gonna pan out for all those fails, you know, you got free bills forever, pretty much.
You know why I think he put that together so quickly? It always makes a bigger impact when it's us, when it's involved, when we're involved personally. You know, Mo, you can come and tell me, man, I got a question about this, that, and third involving your life. I'll give you advice, man. Do it or don't. I don't really, like, you know, it's on you, man. I hope it works out for you, whatever. But now that I'm looking at the numbers and like, damn, all right, you're gonna wipe my tab clean, and now you got these other plays, and this is involving my restaurant, and I'm thinking about this shit affecting my bottom line. Like, damn, my nigga, did you have this? The fact that you knew this answer already, did you have this played out the whole time? I think that maybe that's why he was a little bit more attentive to it.
It's just Artie's face. I'm sorry. He's looking at him. He's got that weird stare. He's just looking at like, what the? It's just like the way he looked and put it together. It was just so good, Johnny V. But I definitely don't think that Artie figured out what Tony's going to do on the back end. Like, I think that was the extra switch at the last minute. You have no idea about.
I knew. You knew.
What, that he's going to go back and get the money?
Absolutely.
He said, let's assume the guy's dead. So I think.
Yeah. No, he said, assume the guy's debts. Not dead, his debts.
Yeah, debts.
So you only got to worry about getting the money. I'm going to get the money.
Okay.
Because I have the means to do so.
That's what Tony does, man. Bust down. That's why when he was in Artie's crib and Artie was selling it, and he looked and kind of just nodded his head like, this is some bullshit. But I know he knew right then, like, worst case scenario.
I'm gonna get the money from him. I got the means and the opportunity to be able to do what I need to do to get my 50 grand back. So if you, my friend, you want to make a couple $1,000s off this, okay, cool. I'll give you the opportunity to do so. But soon as it gets over your head, I got this. I'm gonna get my 50 grand. I'm gonna clear my tab, and somebody still owe me a little bit on the back end.
Which Artie should have on some real shit. Artie should have just been like, cool, man. Because at the end of the day, instead of paying you $51,500, I'm paying you $6,000, $6,800, whatever my tab was, and that's cool.
Yep. And you get 50 grand.
Yeah, you just continue on with, you know. We get a scene, Tony, Carmela, Brian, and his wife, Furio, and Carm's homegirl. We get the famous story about Carmela in the blue dress. It's a great story. Very greatly written. Here we go. The fourth time in the episode saying he's a great guy. We get a scene with Tony and Melfi. We get the scene with Furio and John Philippe, and it's a different tone. Ain't no sighing, ain't no breathing heavy, no breathing
no
light, and
oh
just
shit.
no jazz music. And then we get our last scene with AJ and the friend. Anything from those last 4 scenes y'all want to add to?
I thought the Melfi scene was interesting.
Okay.
Just her pointing out, you make your money this way. Like, so why all of a sudden now is it an issue? Just because your friend and he took the pills, and would you even be reacting like this if Gloria hadn't committed suicide? Which I thought was a great question. Because I thought that was a single motivating or driving force behind Tony's this whole episode. Him taking Janice out and just telling Artie leave the bottle and just being extra nice to everybody, telling Brian, hey, call this number, ask for Patsy, tell him to hook you up. Trying to make himself feel better because, hey, man, I am an actual good guy. Like, I'm a good person. I'm here for my people, even though he knows that's not the truth. So I just thought that was just an interesting conversation. And Gloria, I love her just for being able to call Tony out on that shit. And it's just, I know we don't talk about it from the wide lens of this show, but if you go back to season 1 and just look at where we are now compared to where we were with the whole Tony and Gloria relationship and the trust and all that, I think that's incredible.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't have anything else I want to add. I love that blue dress story though. That's probably one of those
dope story.
Stuck with me. Anything for you, Spike?
No, that was good.
All right, and that is our episode. Everybody hurts. Before we get out of here, we rank the show. Spike, how do you rank this episode?
This was a made. Excuse me. It's good earner.
Just another
What's the
envelope.
second? Just another envelope.
Good earner and made.
Just another envelope for me. It was good, but it wasn't good enough to be made. I think there were significant steps made in the character development as far as what we're going to see ahead, but I don't think it was up to the made status. So just another envelope.
Okay. What about you, Rich?
I'm going good earner. It's the AJ scenes make it just another envelope where the teeters that line. It's towards the low end of good earners. Like, if you took all my good earner episodes and ranked them, this is towards the low end of it. I really like Tony's. I like seeing how Tony reacted to tragedy like that, and the way he tied it in with himself. And of course, the classic Artie scene, that's just hilarious. But it's a good earner just from my fascination with Tony dealing with suicide and losing Gloria and how he's trying to make up for it.
Yeah. For all the same reasons you said, it's a good earner. I was teetering. It was real close after reviewing. It's like it might be just another envelope, but it's a good earner because I had a real laugh out loud moment with watching it. So
yeah, that's the thing about it too, because it feels like a good earner, especially when it starts.
Yeah, watching it versus reviewing it, that's one of those things. Like sometimes reviewing is not the same as watching. Spike, who gets the good earner chain for the episode?
Philippe, man. At least for what we know, at least for what we know right now, he got away with 50 grand.
Yeah, as far as we know, you're right.
Yeah, as far as we know. So we won't know what happened with him and Furio, but as far as we know, he got away with 50 grand.
All right, Rich, who gets the good earner chain?
That's a great question. Because I was thinking John Philippe too, and then I thought about it, man. Furio probably did collect that, so I'm gonna say, and it sounds crazy to say, but I'm gonna say Tony.
No, it doesn't sound crazy. Nope.
I only say it because he really was going through something, but the fact that you made a play like that, man, my nigga, chef's kiss. Like, shout out to you. Just even in your sleep, you just making these moves.
Yeah, I got a. It's hard. I'm gonna say AJ girlfriend, but I'm gonna go Dr. Melfi.
That's almost who I said.
Just because she handled herself with such grace, the beautiful, the brilliant Dr. Melfi, man, gotta go with her. Broken Balls Award, Spike Lee. Who took the biggest L?
Yeah, I'm glad I get to go first, so because I know this will probably be unanimous. You guys will probably pick other people because this is the obvious choice.
Mhm.
Artie,
Alrighty.
Artie,
All right.
Artie's a dip. He's a dipshit.
All right, Rich. Who you going with, man?
I'm gonna go with AJ's friend.
Mm.
John Lennon.
Yeah, John Lennon, man. You just a dipshit, bro. Like you just. I see why AJ is the way he is because he hangs out with people like you.
Yeah.
Like he's just not an enjoyable character. That's just me. That's just me trying to be different because I think
Yeah, I mean,
everybody
we all
knows
know
it's
it's
Artie.
obviously
Like it's
Artie,
Artie.
but-
Like Artie's easily the answer here. And you could even say AJ, bro. Like just trying to use your sister's room for like, bro.
Low key, yeah. I go Christopher. Just he's down bad right now, bro. He's on the verge. And lastly, what is your favorite moment of the episode, Spike Lee?
John Philippe and Artie when he's trying to get the money.
The face off.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the key moment for this episode.
Okay. And what say you, Rich?
That's my favorite. I'm gonna say the key, and this is for nostalgia purposes, the Artie Ralph scene. That's just one of those. Like I said, that's just one of those. The first time I watched The Sopranos, I was like, "Yo, like I really fuck with that," and especially not liking Ralph at that time. Just thinking about, man, that's just like a really redeemable scene for him. That's just the way that Ralph put that together, saw what was going on. But my favorite scene to watch, the one I would YouTube in this episode, would definitely be the Artie fight scene with John Philippe. Fuck
I'm
out
gonna
here, man.
Right.
Come back around here, I'll kill you. Talking crazy,
Crazy,
He was talking
man.
crazy.
Evan said, "Oh, it's you."
Yeah. The person
Absolutely,
you
it's
owe
me,
saying,
nigga.
"Oh, that's crazy."
it's you.
Like, okay, it's you. Like,
Come on, bro.
anyways. But me, lastly, I think the Tony talking to Chris in the beginning, grabbing his cigarette pack out of there, lighting the cigarette and trying to give him the play, and just Christopher like just being out of it, and then just like we're already in the 21st century. Like he's just so I don't know why. It's just he always says too much. Shut up, bro. Just shut up. So I love that scene so much, and it's a heavy component of what's to come. But that is our episode. Another episode of Good Earners. There was season 4, episode 6. Everybody Hurts. We thank y'all for tuning in. We also have other podcasts that we're involved in. The link is in our description on all your podcast sites as well as YouTube. Please subscribe, share with a friend. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. And remember, don't forget about it.